Yo, what's up, guys? We are live. So for those that will be joining later on and watch the live after it's said and done and it's recorded onto YouTube, I'm going to start it off like this. There's been a lot of conversation about a Pokemon market crash, and it's kind of funny that it happens at the moment that we have a little bit of a stagnation or pullback. I think it shows how emotional people can be and maybe how irrational, maybe a little impatient, I would say, because they just want to see upward movement at all times. And sometimes when you follow the herd, as sheep do, they will follow each other right off a cliff. And I think that's how we're going to start it, because sometimes people say things, and just off of the first thing that's being said, they go ahead and just follow the crowd. They start saying Pokemon market crash. They don't actually evaluate the signs. They don't see what's happening. I clearly made a video on like top signal signs, like just red flags, things that are alarming to me, like this insane growth, right? The insane growth itself is somewhat alarming. You should be aware that when something explodes or grows this much or exponentially, like to the point that you didn't expect, that exceeded every single individual's expectations. Don't believe that there are people out there that actually knew what was happening or what is happening, because it's not true. This is probably I think this is like the third hype cycle Pokemon has had, and in every individual hype cycle, it has been something different. And what I mean by that is that each time it's been more people and more money. No one has been ready in any sort of way for what has happened. If they would have been, they would have been prepared. They would have bought everything. When booster boxes were all at $80, $90, they did not. There are people till this day, every single individual says, I wish I bought more. No one knows exactly what to expect, what's going to happen, but you want to make the smart decisions. So I just wanted to point that out. Um, I don't think Pokemon's crashing right now, but you should be aware. You should be somewhat fearful, which means that you're being smart so that you're not making bad decisions in the market. I just wanted to start off the live like that for those that do hop in later on. TCG market data. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here, man. Last second stream, I was going to record a video and I decided, you know what? I'm going to stream because I actually wanted to do both. I just didn't have enough time to do both. So here we are. I decided to do that, and it is what it is. It's fine. Let's see what kind of conversations we get into today. You know what I should do? I should share the link to the Discord and see where we move on from there. I do have other things that I would like to bring up when people hop in here. Just a little bit of a change to the channel, possibly depending on what people want or believe. So we'll see. We will see what kind of discussions that we're going to get into today. Well, Pokemon has been incredibly exciting, of course. And I just sent the wrong link to my Discord. Nice. Yeah. Remove that. Delete message. Delete. Wow. Nice. Let's see. I sent the link to my last video instead of the live. Wow. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Here we go. I think I'm gonna have to have this mic coming off the top of this desk because it's to my right and I keep smacking it with my right arm, which I hate. Seti, what's going on, bro? Did someone say crash? Exactly. I mean, it's been said. Um, there was somebody in my Discord, no hate towards him whatsoever. He said the Pokemon boom was over, and I understand what he said, but that also came from the idea of a crash. And it's been said quite a few times now, and I think it's really a thing that happens when people want it to crash. They just want things to be affordable, and I absolutely get that. Like 100%, I get it. I still till this day get people like giving me some negative, I don't know, comments just towards being an investor. I'm ruining the space. Brother, I have absolutely no control in this space. I am one of the smallest YouTubers out there. Like, I really don't, I almost don't know what to say. I can understand, but in reality, I have no control over the demand. Like almost like basically like YouTubers can influence the market. Like they can talk about a specific card, a specific set, and drive attention towards it. But the demand that we have just in the country alone is insane. Like think about how we've had 8 million people on the Pokemon Center queue. No way, shape, or form can I reach out to 8 million people to convince them to, I don't know, just keep driving the market upward. It doesn't, that just doesn't make any sense. There's no way that I can do that. Right. And I can't reach out to people to tell them to calm down and pull back a little bit. There's no way. It just can't happen. There's no YouTuber out there, maybe PokeRev, but I think PokeRev gets watched mostly by kids because of all the like colors and like the sounds and all that. And it's cool for a little while, but after a while, you're like, you know what? I might be a little too old for all this, and it's cool. It's fine. He still makes great content. He does whatever he's got to do. But who's going to really impact the demand right now? Nobody can slow that down unless it's organic, unless something happens in the world, which is some kind of dramatic, impactful thing, like a war, maybe, which it's unlikely. I mean, we can have one at any time. We do know what's happening here with the US and other countries and stuff like that, but no way can I impact that. But I'm still getting those comments. It's just funny how they target the smaller YouTubers, and it's like I'm gonna vent to this guy and tell him what I feel about the hobby overall and himself. Like I just don't get it. Nobody would want perfect order if it wasn't $200. Yeah, you probably wouldn't be seeing people buying it, in all honesty. It doesn't have that chase. It doesn't have, this is why I brought up Chaos Rising. Not because it's the best set in the world, it's clearly not, but it still has a chase. We're gonna have the Greninja. We have the whole evolution line, which looks insane. I love it, actually. I love how it connects. You got the Froakie. It looks like he's jumping out the water, turns into Frogadier, and then the Frogadier, of course, turns into Greninja, which looks sick to me. Love the videos. If there's a crash, do you think it will be before or after the 30th anniversary set released later this year? So even right now, like we've got perfect order, right? Think about this, right? Everybody thinks, and even I thought this at some point because last year we didn't know what this hype period was going to become. And this is where I just try to be as honest and transparent with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I have this crystal ball that's going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, even though there are people out there that swear to you that because they've been around in this hobby for 7 years, 8 years, whatever it may be, that they know what's going to happen. It's a lie. Every single hype period we've had, all three hype periods, the one in 2016 and 17, the one in 2020, and now have all been different. They've been exponentially greater every single time. More people, more money, investors, more attention, just greater heights, just different all-time highs. And no one knew what they were going to be when they came, right? So I know there are people that are speculating that it is going to happen sometime before the 30th or after the 30th. We do have, like I said, Perfect Order has not calmed the market down. All it did was drive attention to Ascended Heroes and Prismatic. Um, and other things like the Destin Rivals Pokemon Center ETB as well. Then we have Chaos Rising that's hitting, right. People are talking about it being a bad set because it's a smaller set, which in reality, it's, Phantasmal Flames proved that to you guys, that it's not necessarily a bad set because it's a smaller set. Yes, it has a Charizard. I'm one of the biggest believers of that Charizard. I said it from day one, even though everybody else was trashing it. I loved it from the start. And I still got negative comments off of that because people were making fun of it, trying to act like it was going to crash because we were in a correction period. But look at where we are now. So I would have to assume it's after the 30th. And the only reason why is because I don't see it happening anytime before that. In the next what are we talking? The next 5 months? We're thinking about something like a crash or a dramatic pullback. I don't see that happening. After the 30th, remember this, after the 30th, the next set after that is the Rayquaza set. So I can promise you the people who are not necessarily buying into Prismatic right now, and Ascended Heroes that don't maybe they've already acquired what they wanted when it comes to their position in it. Maybe they have the size of a position that they're comfortable with. The people who are going to start sitting back on money, or maybe the people who will liquidate those other products that they'd like to uh, get rid of because of this period right now, which is a great time to sell, they're going to start buying that Rayquaza set. And that's going to bring a whole new hype because Rayquaza is a great legendary Pokemon. People love Rayquaza. It's one of the more popular Pokemon out there. A lot of people have Rayquaza as like their favorite Pokemon. So we're not even talking about popularity. We're talking about like pure nostalgia. They love it from their childhood, from games, and people will be saving up and building up capital just for that Rayquaza set. So I'm gonna have to say, if I have to choose between before the 30th anniversary or after, I would just have to say after, just because that's safer, right? I think it's safer to say that Pokemon can crash sometime after September as opposed to sometime before that, because anything can happen after September. But honestly, I genuinely don't see it happening right now anytime soon. This whole year, we don't know, man. Honestly, like what's Pokemon going to give us as a next specialty set? Like we had Prismatic, then Ascended. What's next? You think they're going to crap it? You think they're going to absolutely just mess it up? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know, Matt. Let me know what you think. Just this is how I think. Like I try to think that far ahead. I did that with every single thing that I've done, like with whether it's a promo, like a single card. I made videos in the past about a whole bunch of these cards that are taking off now. Like I made videos about the Tyranitar, the Raichu and Paldea Evolved, the Mouse Hold, all of them having these insane returns in PSA 10s. And at the time, the Mouse Hold was in the 20s. At the time, the Raichu was in the 40s, and so is the Tyranitar. And look at where it is now. So I try to think ahead before this stuff is happening. Like it's all nice and it's all beautiful, right? When we talk about it now, after it's already said and done, but the real play is made way before that stuff happens. I can see people pissed when they can't get 30th, then when they can they don't want it. History repeats again. Did you know Generations packs used to be $1? No, I didn't, but I'm not surprised. I'm really, really not surprised. Look at Paldea Evolved. I know Paldea Evolved was really, really cheap before. What are Paldea Evolved packs right now? I'm pretty sure they're a little expensive. They have to be, right? Look at the ETBs. The ETBs alone used to be $40, and I know because I bought one for 40 and ripped it. They were $40 or $50, and they kept popping up on every single site. They kept popping up on big box stores. Macy's for a good while kept popping up with them at $50 each. Like, let's go to the packs first. I did bring up the packs because we know the ETBs have gone absolutely insane. So for a very, very, very modern set, right? Just for a very modern set, you got sleeve packs at $13. It did just rotate out, but it's at $13 nonetheless. So loose packs are at 11, right? We do have the Magikarp in there as well, of course, but either way, it's still decently expensive, right? For a set that doesn't really get hyped up like that. Like, yeah, some people have spoken about it with the Magikarp, but not that really hyped up. And then look at the ETB at $174, right? Like, just I believe it 100%. History repeats itself. There's going to be more and more people FOMOing in later on. You know, I have loose packs, right? Because I've been pretty transparent before. I said that at some point when I first started, right, my channel, clearly my name is Jay Ketchum TCG. I was actually hoping to start up a store. Like I was going to start off with Japanese packs and or booster boxes. I really got influenced by Poke and I was going to start off with a store. I also wanted to do a rip and ship to help fund the store and keep funneling money back into the store and really turn that into something. Now, it didn't happen because I ended up having, or we ended up having construction in our home that lasted over 3 months. So that could not happen. And it just delayed everything. And then it didn't happen. Um, but I say that to say this, that I bought all of these packs, Paldea Evolved included. Paldea Evolved, Scarlet and Violet Base, Stellar Crown, just loose packs, Crown Zenith, Silver Tempest, and I bought them all at $4.50. and I got like 100 packs of each. And I did that like over time, like over months, in particular over those 3 months where construction was going on. So I don't doubt it. Those packs were $4.50. Paldea Evolved is now at 11. I think Silver Tempest is now at 11. Crown Zenith, we already know what that's doing. So just crazy. Mario, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. Thank you guys for hopping in. This was a last minute decision. I need to get better at like having the stream set up the day before so that you guys can actually know in advance that I will be streaming, and maybe you guys can take the time out to hang out. Regardless of a crash or not, the rarity of Pokemon is hyped. At least with stocks, market cap. Not to say Pokemon doesn't have products that are legit rare, but the majority of cards are not. So singles, individual like singles, no, they're not. Like the Pokemon market, like we can compare it to stocks, but it's not that, right? It's not. You have sealed product that keeps just disappearing, right? It keeps getting ripped open all the time. And then you have the singles that because of that keep appearing more and more, right? The pop reports aren't exactly what you want them to be or you thought if you want your card to be rare, because as time goes on, we're gonna have more and more. Unless we have cards like that Chinese Mew that they made like I think 1,500 of those. Just things like that. Unless it's an exclusive limited item, we're just gonna have every single that's out there in an abundance. Like it's exactly what's gonna happen every single time. The cards themselves are not rare. What becomes more rare as time goes is the sealed product because they keep ripping, right? Um, even like I love this, and I'm gonna remove the comment just because I know you can't see it well on the screen. I love my Destin Rivals ETB. I got it with that red light. I got the one behind me as well, just from the Pokemon Center, nothing crazy. Um, but we do see a lot of these Wobbuffet promos out there, both in raw form and PSA 10s, because people rip them. They do. They rip them. They gamble to see if their promo is going to be worth grading, because if they do and they get a PSA 10, it's very well worth it. Like I think the Wobbuffet at some point was well over $1,000. Pretty insane, like crazy. And I'm actually gonna pull that up in a second because it's so interesting how that happens. Like it's a gamble in itself, you know. It's just like trying to pull a good card within a pack. People are opening these sealed products like the Pokemon Center TVs to try to get a gradable promo. An investor would be well off to downsize and get into Nvidia. They could. That's not a bad stock to be into whatsoever. Um, there are many, like I said before many times, like this is a great time to sell. It's a great time to sell off whatever products you have. Like actually, as of today, like I have a bin with a whole bunch of like different things in there. I got like Blooming Waters in there. I got Sea and Sky boxes in there. I have the Greninja UPC from GameStop, which I thought was really cool. And some people thought that it wasn't going to be valuable. I don't know why they thought that. Like it's an exclusive item, it's exclusive to GameStop, and they're not going to keep printing it forever. It's just not. So I thought it was cool. It's got a cool gold Greninja card in there. I did consider getting rid of all those ancillary products. And other things in there. I got Crown Zenith booster bundles, 3-pack blisters, just different things in there. Chilling Rain collection boxes. So I did consider doing that, but not to get into Nvidia, which is not a bad idea, but just to get into other products, other maybe booster boxes, maybe uh take all that capital and put it into a booster box case, like things like that. But yeah, just into a much safer product, because the collection boxes at some point can just start diminishing in value just because they're not in such high demand, of course. But yeah, that isn't a bad idea. And if you snap your fingers, you'll miss it. Pokemon is moving fast. 100%. There are so many plays that I didn't really want to disclose so openly on my videos that I did disclose on my live, because I feel like the people that come to my live are like more ride or die supporters of the channel. And so I don't mind sharing things here, because I feel like if I'm going to share it with anyone, it should be the guys that are willing to take the time out and hang out with me. Um, but yeah, it's that easy. All you have to do is probably share the right information at the right time, and everybody sees it, and it's like bought up. And like to the point where, like, once again, just going back to like right? We're gonna look at let's look at Ascended Heroes real quick. And like Ascended Heroes really did it come out really that I guess you could say it came out some time ago now, a few months now. But it's still really, really new, right? But the cases, it wasn't that long ago that we were looking at cases on GameStop and they were at $1,300 and everyone complained that it was too expensive. I even myself, I said it was too expensive. Well, I also did see opportunities at a much cheaper value at the time, but that $1,300 price point for the case was seen by most people as like overvalued, right? So nobody bought. But look now. Look at the liquidity. Like without me trying to hover over and show you how many sales item, like look at those bars. They're all like very similar, which means that they've sold in similar amounts on all those days. But it's been getting more and more expensive and it keeps on. The liquidity keeps going, people keep buying. Like that hasn't changed. So where will this like how expensive will this get? We don't know. Like look at that. The left side of the chart, which typically should be higher when it comes to liquidity and sales, volume in general, should be higher because it was cheaper. But it's just as high with these higher values here at $1,700, right? Like that's so crazy. And that right there tells you that there's no Pokemon Crash. But just like that, we thought $1,300 was too expensive for an Ascended Heroes case, and now we're at 1,700. And now we wish we had the opportunity to buy at $1,300. Like that's how fast, like that easy. Even single packs, depending on the set. If people decided out of nowhere, let's say, I mean, we're getting the Rayquaza right now, right? But let's say that Rayquaza set was really a Lugia set. Silver Tempest would go crazy. Single packs, booster bundles, whatever, building battle, everything related to Lugia would go crazy, especially since that Lugia art is like one of the best ever. So, Reverend, what's going on, brother? What's going on? How you doing, man? Welcome, bro. Most are risk averse. I mean, not everybody's made for this, for that kind of stress, They really aren't. Not whether it's this, the stock market. It's easy to say, I'm gonna put $100 into Nvidia, like Joyce was just saying, just $100. That's easy. You could sleep if you lost $100. I'm not saying that $100 is nothing. I don't want people to think that, I undervalue a dollar. It's all worth something. We work for it. But it's easier to lose that as opposed to losing five or $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000. And some people cannot sleep at night without actually like constantly looking at what that $20,000 or $15,000 investment has done in the past like 30 minutes. And that shows in Pokemon because there are people that do not stop staring at their collector apps or their shiny apps, and they don't stop. Like I said before, it's a great tool to have. You have to like I'm a very big fan of knowing how to use your tools. If you have multiple tools out there, use them. It's great to have a collector or a shiny app to know what you have, the value of them, and what you've spent, which is great to know how much you've spent on everything so that you can know where you're at. Um, but staring at it every day, every single day, to the point like you're pulling your hair out because you're worried that your prismatic ETBs aren't appreciating as much as you thought they would, or they pulled back a little bit because Walmart dropped to 300,000 ETBs. Like that's not really what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be, like Pokemon likes to say, set it and forget it. Just put it away, bro. Put it away, let it go. If you were really into it for the long term, you make that decision, you put it away and ignore it. And it should be uh capital that you can live without, not capital that you need like today. Right, of course. I think they need to release fewer sets and print into oblivion to get scalpers out. That's the best chance for collectors in the hobby. It's hard, bro, because they keep on. I mean, I guess they don't have to. Now that I'm thinking about it, they do keep rotating sets out and bringing new sets in for the player base. That's really why they're doing it. But in reality, I guess they could keep the same cards, but then it would make the game a little dull because they wouldn't have to keep making it interesting when they switch out their decks and they play the game. But of course, yeah, this would definitely work. But I don't think Pokemon is gonna go that route. I think that we're gonna be in like, these resellers are gonna be like our brothers. Like, they're not going anywhere, bro. Like, this is why in that video where I was saying the things that I thought were the most riskiest, if everybody watched till the end, the most impactful thing in this hobby right now is resellers. And the reason why I say that is because investors can buy, a large amount of things and it's fine. They can put it away, but they would also be buying it at cheaper prices. The reason being is because resellers are buying it all up before anybody can buy it. Like a kid cannot buy something on Walmart because the resellers are already there, right? So you have no easy access to just simple packs. It's not they don't even leave behind those little binders with the one pack in them. Like they don't leave anything behind. So with that being said, it constricts the hobby. It doesn't allow you to enjoy it in any kind of way. It won't allow kids to create that like nostalgia for cards. Now, I don't believe that you necessarily need to have the physical cards to have nostalgia towards Pokemon because growing up, I actually could not afford many Pokemon cards whatsoever. I was one of those kids that just couldn't afford it. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I still grew a lot of love for Pokemon. I played the games, I watched the show, and it's very nostalgic to me, to my childhood. Even though I couldn't buy the cards, I saw kids with the cards. It still reminded me of my childhood. So I don't think kids necessarily need to have them to have the nostalgia, but it is great for them to have it. They should. I think they should be able to enjoy it. I think that new product should really sit on shelves. People should be able to buy it as much as they want, and then people should also be able to put them away. But the resellers are so impactful. It's not even funny. We got resellers botting. They're the ones running bots. They're into this as a business. They will continue to buy everything up on every website, like we saw Redbeard do. He actually did a live as he bought the Ascended Heroes ETBs, and he was a single person, and he bought like 265, which is insane. And they bought it all up. And then they're going to go into the stores. They're also going to take everything in stores as well. So it's pretty crazy. I don't know how we're gonna get resellers out of here. They're just making so much money, man. They really are. Demand is so high. Even though people know that they're buying from resellers, they're still buying. Some of these stores, some of these stores out there in reality are just resellers. These websites that are out there that they act like they're stores, they don't have distro, they're selling for market price. I mean, everybody's selling for market price these days, but that's what they're doing. That's what's happening. It's pretty crazy. I don't have a real answer as to how we can get rid of resellers. It's pretty impactful. It's pretty crazy. That's why it's so dry out there. It's not investors. I know some collectors come over here and they want to blame me, like the little guy. Sure, yeah, yeah. I bought it all. I bought every single little bit. Um, no, investors don't go into stores. They can't buy everything. Like it's just impossible. Like it's just crazy. I bought a bunch of them from Macy's. Forgot about that. Oh yeah, if only Sky sleeves could be found at $5 and no one wanted them. People don't buy until the creators tell them to buy. I mean, there is some truth to that. I was saying before, even though content creators can't exactly control demand, they could definitely drive attention toward the product. So sorry, I was thirsty. I am buying the new Lucario promo, heavy and grading. Love the artwork. You're talking about the one from the collection box, right? That one's actually really nice. I don't know the number for it. Maybe I can find it. I do. I want to see what it's. I know that it's more expensive than the Gardevoir. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Attack rare promo. Yeah, here it is. Okay, this is the whole collection box. That's not what I want. Uh, the attack rare. Let's look it up like this then. It should be easy to find just with Lucario Mega attack rare. No, that's not it either. Come on now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I think this is it, right? That is a really nice card. I'm just trying to find the number on it so I can look it up properly. 228. Lucario 228. Yeah, this is the why did that do that? I'm getting the Japanese one. How do I get the what's going on here? Oh my gosh. You know, I did at some point talk about this promo because why is it giving me the Japanese Mega Dream? I don't want that. Why is that coming up that way? Why can't Country Slabs, let me know the number of the card. If you're buying them up, let me know the number of the card. Because I'm trying to find it in English. I'm just gonna show it like this. This is the Japanese one, of course, that he's talking about. But the English one, of course, that comes in the collection box. I think it's a great buy. The collection box is insanely expensive. I think their MSRP was like 60, I think, or 70. I can't remember. But I think they're reselling for like 130, like almost double. Where's the English one though? I don't know the number for the English one. 228 is the Japanese one. I can't find it in I want to see the value of the English card. And they're not even like coming up really. Somebody, if somebody finds the number for the card, please let me know. Because man, what's going on here? I'm getting Bulbapedia and all the kinds of things, and that's not what I want whatsoever. Let me if somebody sees it, let me know, man. Serialized Pokemon are almost a guarantee, in my opinion. It only makes sense going forward. Somebody in my Discord brought that up, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Just Pokemon doesn't need that. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to drive that kind of attention to themselves at all because it's already the number one IP. It has all the attention. I don't think there's any further Pokemon can go when it comes to driving attention to themselves. Man, like I said before, 8 million people on a Pokemon Center queue is wild. But I see why people believe that that might happen. I just don't see like collectors would be pushed off. Like people would not. I don't know. There would be if you already feel left out now as a collector, or anyways, even as an investor, if you feel like you're in a position where you can't keep up with everybody else that's investing, when that time comes, it's over. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get any of that stuff. Everybody who has an in somewhere is buying it all up. Like that's where resellers really will buy everything. Yeah, and people will resell them whether they have distro or not. They're not going to give you a decent price on that whatsoever. If nobody's talking about a card, people will not buy. Yeah, 100%. I'm surprised that the 10 pop reports are so high on some cards. I have pulled 30 to 40 copies of so many cards. I have none to be 10 worthy. Damn US Blades. I'm not gonna lie, that does happen. Like to me, like I've pulled a lot of cards. Like but there's a lot of cards, if you realize if it's early Scarlet and Violet, a lot of those cards have really low gem rates, like Scarlet and Violet base. I've spoken about before. The Paldea Evolved, we already know. Um, yeah, it's crazy. I've pulled a ton of cards, like valuable cards that are not worth grading, which sucks. But that's the name of the game. Everybody's just trying to get lucky. And you can't even go to shows these days to buy them. You can't go to your LGS to buy them because everything that's 10 worthy, everyone's grading. Nobody's leaving any like they're not leaving a crumb left out there for anyone else, which I think is a shame in reality. Like if I had an LGS, I would have no problem allowing people to buy up some cards that were 10 worthy. Like spread the money around. Like at some point, you're gonna realize that you corner the market, and this is not a necessity. People don't need Pokemon. The whole market can turn away. I'm not saying that it will, but it can. And sometimes when you allow other people to make money as well, it keeps things coming back because it's circulating. It's just like running a business. It's like the people who get greedy and they want to continue to raise their prices or maybe diminish the value of their product to save a little money because they're making so much money of so many sales. Keep it simple, keep quality up, and spread the love, and people come back. Jay, I was buying up the Strikertons at MSRP. I know you showed me a few of those. Those have evolving skies inside. I'm jealous. I knew they had Evolving Skies full wrap. I bought everything I saw, 27 tins and 3 packs of Evos in 3. I thought it was like 1. That's nuts. That's nuts. Thoughts on booster bundle cases for Prismatic? Were you the one? You're the one who commented on that, right? You did comment on that. Don't want to pay ETB case premium. Yeah, the ETB case premium is insane. Let's see if TCG player has the Prismatic booster bundle cases, the box of 25, I believe it is. Let's see if it's got it here. 'Cause sometimes you have to search it up specifically, like on TCG player. It won't just come up with everything Prismatic, which I don't understand. Let's see. Where are we? Booster bundle case. The case right now is sitting at $2,168. Oh, it's been taken off too. That has wow. January was an insane time to buy. Wow, that's nuts. I mean, it's expensive still, but what do you got? What's your pack per price? What is that? It's 25. Oops. That's 150 packs for 2,000. Let's just say $2,000. $13, $13 and 33 cents per pack. And what do we have as a single pack value for Prismatic? I'm just comparing right now. Just either way, that box is going to have its sealed premium. It's going to be, it's just going to get more expensive. That's not a bad play whatsoever. It's just an expensive play, like many others. Where's a single pack? Sometimes I really don't like TCG player. It's like all scrambled. Like, why don't you like do it alphabetically, like something? Or am I blind? Am I moving? No, I don't even see it. Oh, here it is. My bad. 1268. That's not bad. A dollar over that. That's your premium. So 100. So you have a $150 premium on the single packs, which is not bad. $150 premium on a case, on a sealed case like that. I think that's not a bad buy whatsoever. I think that's a good one. That's a pretty good one. Yo, Fino, what's going on, bro? What's the word? Nothing much, brother. Just hanging out. I was gonna make a video and I did a last minute live and I decided to just have a conversation with you guys. I did want to mention, so you guys let me know if it's a good or bad idea. I really am not trying to make the wrong choice here with this. So I'm considering starting up the memberships for my channel. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. And if you do think it's a good idea, what do you guys think is worth the membership, right? Because of course that would be you guys, it would be your way of supporting the channel. Um, I would not make it expensive. I think it's a $2 membership. But what would you guys like? Would you guys like specific one-on-one time with me? Like, do you want something that just gives you, I don't know, like access of some sort? Do you want whatever, anything, certain videos, one-on-one calls, like something that would be fun, and not insane. I'm not trying to do that poke profit thing where it's like pay me for half an hour of your time, of my time. No, I'm not trying to do that, but something, because like, yeah, the emojis and all these things, they come with that stuff, but that to me really holds no value. So I would like you guys to please let me know if there's something you guys can come up with or that you guys would like that is worth it. I want it to come from you guys because there's no way that I can determine what you guys will appreciate or not without testing it out. And then I don't want that to fail, and I don't want you guys to feel like you became members for no reason or it wasn't worth it. I see a lot of memberships that it's like they don't really look worth it, and I don't want to be one of those YouTubers whatsoever, like at all. Buy all the S tier products and become more specialized. It will pay off. Yeah, I mean, if you focus primarily on Prismatic, Ascended Heroes, Descent Rivals, for sure. up until the point where those top tier products aren't worth investing into anymore because you're at a position where you could realize profits, and then you could of course jump off to other products that will still be profitable, will allow you to just have a little more freedom in this hobby. Reverend Rips, even though he is not a content creator, he is on Instagram though. You can look him up. A really smart guy. He does well. What's your guys' thoughts on cheaper Shinji condos like Magneton and Oricorio long term? Now, for me, I like the Oricorio. I think not the Oricorio, sorry, the Magneton. He's one of the original 151. Uh, the card is really nice. Oricorio, like I don't see anybody having like people having too much love for the Oricorio. I think that the Magneton will have just a a bigger pool of people that would appreciate it, or it's more popular. I don't see anyone saying Oricorio is a favorite of theirs. Like I understand that it's a Shinji card, but it has to be a popular Pokemon. Like the Seismitoad, I don't understand why it has that value. I'm sorry, I don't. It's an illustration rare. It's a Pokemon no one likes, and I would not put money into that card whatsoever. The Lugia V in silver is a banger. If you, I think I was looking up something with Silver Tempest. I was looking up something with Silver Tempest, and I was looking up like best sellers in the singles, and that's one of the top sellers in Silver Tempest. Like I think it's second to the actual Lugia SIR. But of course, when you look it up on TCG Player, it separates the trainer gallery from the regular set, right? Like right here. So I was surprised to see this card here, even though it is a nice card. Not surprised to see this card because I love it. I am surprised to see this card right here. Very surprised to see the Reshiram full art. No one ever talks about this card. People forget about it being in Silver Tempest all the time. Now, this is the card that he's talking about, where there are people that believe that this should have been the alternate art. It's a really nice card. It's really cool. It's like really realistic. Looks really cool. That's slightly played, but it's fine. The values, market price is still the same, but the values of the listings are what's going to change. So this card right here is one of those that you do forget. Like everyone forgets it's in Silver Tempest. But yeah, really nice card. Look, that Lugia V is actually really nice. The other one, which other one? There's three there. I just showed you three. You're talking about this one? The V Star? You have the V Star. This is the Lugia alternate art. You said Lugia V. You just say alternate art, so I'm assuming it's this one. I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but you said Lugia V, so I thought it was that one. Evolving Skies Rayquaza will pop off soon. I think it's already popping off. If I saw what's this guy's name? What is this guy's name? Sam's Shiny Stocks. I didn't watch the full video. I just watched a few minutes. I was on the way to work, but I did see that his thumbnail was pointing out that there was like a buyout of the Rayquaza in Evolving Skies, which we can look at ourselves right now. I did not see that whatsoever. We'll see this live. I love this Rayquaza much better than this one. I don't know. People can have, their opinions. I love this one much more. Let's see. Apparently there was some kind of a buyout. 5 cards. I mean, he called the buyout. I don't know why he did. It could have been the slabs. It could be slabs. This is Rayquaza VMAX. Let's look it up here. Let's see what the if the PSA 10 has been really popping off. It's at 1900. 3 sales as of today. 2 yesterday, 2 more on the 10th, 1 on the 9th. Nothing crazy. I don't know why he said buyout. If you look at the thumbnail, you'll see what I mean. It actually says buyout, and it shows Rayquaza. I guess he thought he must have seen something. I didn't get to, like I said, I didn't see the whole video, but it should start moving. This card right here, I like way more. And I hate TCG Player. Look how slowly it loads. This card is absolutely beautiful. This is such a well done card. Like the art here is immaculate. I love this card. This card has been moving a little more than the VMAX, but it is also much more affordable. This is such a nice card right here. Really, I wish I owned this card. I don't. Let's see. It would serve people well to look at their apps at the end of a quarter. Exactly. I I get a stock portfolio report once a quarter, but this is what I mean. You're not supposed to be staring at the collector app or the shiny app every single day. It's a tool. Use it correctly. Don't if you're not the type of person that cannot look away, then maybe investing isn't for you because it's going to stress you out. There is a risk. There's inherent risk to every investment. There's nothing that's just absolutely safe. Nope, not even Pokemon. Kevin, we want scalpers in the hobby. If we want scalpers in the hobby, if it's not worth something to everyone, it's not worth anything to anyone. I can see that. I can see what you're saying there. I think that in reality, um, the demand won't seem as crazy as it is right now if scalpers were not in the hobby, because the demand that the average collector has is one thing, but the demand that the scalpers have themselves, the resellers, is a whole different thing. It's added on to the organic demand. So it would definitely calm the market. But then you could also at the same time, you may have Pokemon printing less. You would still have scarcity in products. There will still be investors. So I could see both sides, but I understand 100% what you're saying. I don't disagree whatsoever. DJ's Poke Center, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Thanks for joining up, man. Tree Fitty. What? What is that, bro? What is that? I thought DJ would be going live today, but I guess not. Resellers are here forever because Rip and Ship is going nowhere. Yeah. Well, yeah. They are not going anywhere whatsoever. Rip and Ship is going to be here for a long time. There are guys that have literally quit their full-time jobs to uh Rip and Ship. Like just like some guys are quitting their jobs to vend, which is a little scary to me. Like if demand shifts, like and you start living this certain lifestyle, maybe you start making purchases here and there, maybe you bought up too much of a certain product, like what do you do? Like it's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. I use the data to tell me what to buy. Exactly. Exactly. And I see that you did I saw the video you said you improved your marketing tool to help you pick sets or pick things to invest into, which I have to look into. I have that video saved because I just there's so many videos I try to watch. It's so hard to keep up. Like it's nuts. I can't watch all the videos with work, with me doing my own content creating and whatnot. 033. Oh, that's the number of the oh now I see what you're saying. That's the number of the Mega Lucario. Thank you. At least that's here because I do want to see the value of it. And I wonder what is that it? Yes, that is it. That is beautiful. So of course, at the moment, we don't have the PSA values because the card's too new, but $24 ungraded, selling on eBay for and I know people don't like this is what I'm saying. I use the tools for what they're good for. This price charting is great for singles. It's great for singles. It's great for seeing what the PSA 10s are doing, the way to track them, because TCG Player will not help you with that whatsoever. And I know some people complain that the ungraded value here doesn't help with condition of the card. But if you're looking at a modern card, like the condition that you're going to expect from here is near mint. There hasn't even been enough time to damage these cards. Yeah, can it be damaged? Yeah, maybe it came damaged in the box, but that would probably be said on the listing if you look on eBay. But for the most part, you're going to look at these like look near mint, and M again near mint. Like there's no way they're too new, right? So this is pretty accurate for what the value is right now. That even that right there, guys. Not often do we get beautiful cards like these as promos. And if you saw my other video where I talked about investing into products or cards of popular Pokemon, Lucario was within the top 10. I forgot what number he was of popularity. So really nice card to have, in my opinion. I think this is a great card to grade. And hopefully, if it follows the trend of quality control like Ascended Heroes has, like from it looks like the Ascended Heroes cards have great quality control, which means you're going to get good gem rates, right? And that's what we want. So if you get this card and you have good quality control, like that's going to be a great time to grade, especially with all these other like companies, the Courtyard IO, the Galaxy Grails, all these companies that are buying up all these slabs so that they could do their like mystery slabs or gambling. Um, they're buying them up. If you look at like all these insane prices of these slabs, it's probably because of them. The way that they're buying out all those slabs, whether it be PSA for their vault thing, GameStop, all these big name companies that are buying up all these slabs for these websites, I think they're the ones at the moment creating this insane hype for these slabs. Believe it or not, that I think so. The promos are packaged very well. Also, Pokemon did a great on them. The edges do not touch the plastic. Exactly. If that is the promo, like not if that is the promo. If that is the case, and centering is good and quality control is good, I said this before when Mega Evolution first came out, and another moron came into the comment section telling people not to listen to me. You do what you want with the information. If a set is new in a hype period like this, and we have good quality control, and you are somebody who's comfortable with grading, your goal automatically should be trying to churn and burn as much as you can with these slabs because this it's just a great time to sell. People are buying everything. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a rock hard, a slab, regular ETBs. Regular ETBs weren't the thing to really invest into before. Now they're all like doing these crazy numbers. It's a great time to sell, and that includes slabs. You can send them off to get consigned, whatever you want to do. But in a hype period like this with good quality control, it's a great time to be grading. Great time to be grading. And I know Reverend Rips knows that way too well. Yeah, that was a Lucario. Hot take, serialized Pokemon cards would ruin future sets that don't have serialized 100%. I think so. And like I said before, no one here would actually be able to acquire them without paying an insane price. Like it would have such a crazy value. Look at what the Final Fantasy thing was doing for Magic the Gathering. Look at all those other sets with serialized cards there. They're like crazy expensive. Look at the sports cards with serialized cards. Like nobody can get them like at an affordable price. You're just never going to obtain it unless you do something crazy, which is spend a lot of money for something. And you don't even know if it's in the freaking thing, right? You're going to buy a booster box of something. Let's say if a booster box or a set has a serialized card. You don't even know if you're going to pull it. Like it's a lot. GameStop sells them for 120 each below market. I didn't know that. Armor Rouge has a 9% gem rate or lower. Yeah, that's the early and Scarlet and Violet thing that I was talking about. The Armor Rouge one that's the reason why it has value at a PSA 10. Because if we're being honest, there aren't that many fans at the moment of Armor Rouge, just like Ceruledge. They're just too new. But I think that they're actually really cool, especially the Ceruledge. I think over time they're going to gain like an immense amount of popularity. It's actually a really cool Pokemon. I have an LGS that does not grade. He told me he does not have time and prefer his customers to benefit. Well, that's rare. Not often enough do we find LGSs. And I put it like this, not often enough do we find people who are not greedy and are willing to let other people eat, right? That's not, it's, guys, I work with a crew of guys, right? I'm a plumber and I used to work construction. Now I work for the city, but there's a group of us there and we have a constant debate as to who's working overtime on a specific night. Instead of people wanting to share the love and letting everybody have it, there are guys that just want to just take it all. And this is just like human behavior. Like it's just like when people get into debates with politics, whether it be a president, a police officer, like at the end of the day, the dislike that you have of something, whether it's a behavior or an act, all kinds of people do it. All kinds of people are greedy. There are all kinds of people that hate on other people, that hate people just because of the way they look. And the same exact way, there are tons and tons of people, regardless of where they come from, that are insanely greedy. And I think I have 3 LGSs around me in the vicinity. I would say there's one like 5 minutes away, 5 minute drive. There's another one that's like a 20-minute drive, and another one I think like 15. And none of them have cars that are worth grading because they grade them all themselves. At that point, I come to the store, and this is where I say, like, if you know people, because you should know people to deal with these kind of businesses. If you know people, then you're not going to try to gouge them every single time and take every single dollar. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm not even going to look at your singles because I already know. And if you don't have something decently priced, I walk in and I walk back out. And you lost me as a customer. Like I'm not coming back maybe until things really cool down and maybe things become a little more affordable. And then I'll take advantage when you're not making that much money. Now you're no longer going to profit like that off of me because I know what you're about. I mean, this is just human behavior. The way that I'm reacting is the way that I know that many other people are going to react. You can't, it's messed up. It's nice to have an LGS like Reverend's got around him. It's rare, especially these days. Everybody's just trying to grab every single dollar because everything's so expensive. Ish, your boy, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. I think this is the first comment today. Question: anyone else kept getting kicked back to the? So yes, people did get kicked to the end of the queue. There was a guy in my Discord. I think I got kicked twice. Got back online and was able to buy stuff. I personally was able to buy the 2 Pokemon Center ETBs, 2 booster bundles, and I could not buy the booster box. And I tried for like 3 hours to try to get that booster box. And I think the queue started around 1 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere around there. I'm just guessing. And I tried throughout all that time. And then somebody in my Discord said that he went in late at 4 p.m. and it was able to get a booster box. And I couldn't get it whatsoever. It kept showing the Pokeball like loading in the middle, and it didn't let me do it, which sucks. Couldn't get the booster box at MSRP, which is great, especially in this market, right? It sucks, but people are still having issues. As a matter of fact, I called my fiance or I text her and I asked her to try on the computer here to see if it would have a better outcome. And all it did was give her ever 17. So uh Reverend says, once I saw 4 hours, I said no thanks. You know what's funny? When I first joined, it said like 43 hours, but then it like quickly dropped. It kept dropping and dropping. It actually moved kind of quickly. I will say it again, prismatic surprise boxes are undervalued. I think the last time I saw them, they were sitting at $53 market price. They have 4 packs, and we just saw what was the pack? 1260 something. Let's say it's like 1250. So 5 packs is $50 plus a promo. And we're not talking about a sealed item because sealed items are always more valuable than the loose packs. So what are they sitting at right now? Maybe something else has changed because I saw it a few days ago. No, still there. $52.81. I mean, in reality, I do like the surprise boxes. I think it's pretty cool because it creates a chase within the existing chase. You're not only trying to pull a god pack or a prismatic SIR, you're also chasing now, you're also chasing the promo, right? Because everybody wants the Umbreon. Like I've opened, I don't know how many of these. I must have opened like 7 of these. No Umbreon, several Sylveons, several Espeons. No luck though. No luck. But yeah, I think people at some point, like just like the promo hype now, I think people will want that chase. They will want to test out their luck with surprise boxes, and it'll also be a much easier way to obtain packs, right? Because the ETBs are going to be crazy expensive. That figure collection box is going to be insanely expensive at some point. Even the booster bundles are going to be more expensive because they have more packs, and this will be a much easier access for those that do want to try to attempt to rip the years down the line. Yes, I was at checkout and it gave me a BS message about address information, then kicked me off the site. I'm guessing that it was because some stuff sold out while I was checking out and it booted us. I don't know, man. I tried several times from the booster box, and there were people after me that acquired the booster box, and I don't get it. I don't. Great. um, yeah, it's pretty frustrating, man. It really is. Because you sit there for hours and then you expect to get something that you don't get, which sucks. I mean, we're all dealing with it. I got one of the Ascended Heroes PC to be drops, and I missed the second one because of that exact thing. It just kicked me. Sucks. I could have 4 Pokemon Center ETBs at MSRP, which is a great value. Of course, we've seen that. Monthly giveaway and members only videos. Okay, I did think about that. I did think about the monthly giveaway and the members only videos. I do think that the monthly giveaway, though, I would like for the membership overall to pay for most of it, and then I cover whatever's left over. And I'm saying that because I would have to think about reaching a certain amount of members, um, to then start putting that towards giveaways, which I would love to do giveaways, but everything's really expensive, and I'm just a regular guy. I'm not Poke Plumber. I don't have a plumbing company, you know. I can't throw 20K into Destin Rivals. That's not possible. But I do want to do giveaways, even if it's stuff that I already have. But I am willing to do giveaways. Just it's got to be with a certain amount of members because it can't be like 5 members. And it just wouldn't be justifiable. But then the members only videos, what kind of videos would you prefer? What would really be a thing? Would you guys want like single cards, maybe single cards that could be great grading plays if you're integrating? Because we've been having that conversation often as of late, which there are many. There are promos out there that it's so crazy because my channel took time to grow, right? Um, and and I say that because I haven't had any help from other YouTubers, which a lot of the content creators you see now that have done well have had like help from others. They have like this little click going on and they help each other, which is fine. But in the time that my channel has been growing, there have been many times in the past where I made videos of promos and cards that were not very valuable at the time that are insane right now, like crazy. I wish I had just this following, even though it's not crazy, but I do appreciate it. I'm grateful. I wish I had it before so that I could have helped more people make some cool grading plays. It would have been sick. But yeah, uh, I definitely am considering members only videos. Like I said, I just wanted to make sense for you guys. I want you guys to be whoever becomes a member to be content with that, to be happy with what they're receiving. Because I don't want it to be just this weird thing where it's like a fanboy thing. Like, yeah, I have his emoji. Like, no, I don't want that. I want there to be some kind of value. And the emoji might be a Gengar. We'll have to see. I actually might be creating a new logo for the channel itself. So maybe a cool one. I'm just hoping. Got to get a little creative. Do membership. It will help your channel grow. That's what I am considering it. I just want to make sure that it makes sense for everyone. And I want people to be happy with what they get from it. Hidden gems available to members will be a good idea. Hidden gems. Like singles, you mean? Maybe some sealed product, just because sealed product is really, really hard to pick up on. But there are things that I have pointed out before that I think would have been worth. Maybe some people don't believe it, some people do, like the Mega Evolution Pokemon Center ETBs. I called them out such a long time ago. I spoke about the PSA 10 values there. Um, like I said before, the Gardevoir Mega Evolution PC ETB, the Alakazam promo has a what, like a 650 price tag on it when it comes to the PSA 10. I don't know what it's at now. When I made the video, it was at 650, like 600 to 650. And then when I also made the video, the Lucario one with the Riolu was fetching on like $1,000 to $1,200 in the PSA 10 because of the 10 gem rate. And ever since then, those boxes have absolutely taken off. I think Lucario was sitting at like 180, the box, the PCTB, and then the Gardevoir one was sitting at like $150. Now they're both over 200. I think the Lucario one is like two. Let me not guess. Let's just look it up real quick. Where are we? Here we are. And honestly, I don't think Mega Evolution is talked about enough. I know it's expensive. It's like the booster box is $300. But out of every set that we've gotten as of late, aside from Ascended Heroes, it's the only set that's actually like a really deep set. So the Mega Lucario PCTB that I called out at like 170 or $180 is now $246 market price. And the Gardevoir at the time was like 150. It's $213. So I guess things like that I can do. I do tend to find some things like that if people really want to buy into things like that. But keep in mind that it will be difficult to find plays with the top tier sets, right? Because they're all taking off and everyone is watching those top tier sets. Everyone's watching Destin Rivals, everyone's watching Prismatic and Ascended Heroes. So just keep that in mind. But I could definitely find like singles, like graded plays, if people do like that I can do as well. So I can start the membership at some point this week. I just want to make sure that it makes sense to you guys. That's all. I don't want to start up some membership and like I said, it'd be like a fanboy thing. I don't like that at all. Seismitoad, one of my favorite cards. It looks like it's inspired by a Laughing Buddha. Got a Japanese 10. It is like it's not a bad design. Shinji did a great job. I'm just saying that it's not a popular Pokemon and it shouldn't be that expensive. That's all I'm saying. I don't agree with the price point. That's just my opinion. Some cards are worth, in my opinion, like, because of popularity. But I think like the Seismitoad, like think about this: if the Shinji Kanda hype completely disappears, which it can, because it has happened with other artists in the past, what will make that card valuable? It's not the popularity of the card. I mean, of the Pokemon. No one ever talks about Seismitoad as their favorite Pokemon, right? The Oricorio will grow. It is one of the few SIR promos. The Toad gem rate is key. Well, we'll have to see. You said the Toad. I understand what you meant though. Uh, I know that the gem rate is key, but once again, there are a lot of other cards that have low gem rates, like the Armor Rouge. That's $9. Just saying. I don't see it. So that me saying that I don't see it means that I also won't buy into it. I'm not going to invest into the Seismitoad, thinking that one day it's going to perform in the long term. You know what I mean? Seismitoad, one of my favorite cards. Yeah, yeah, that's what I just read. For a $2 a month, I don't think you need to provide much value. Just keep posting, make a Discord, and I'm sure people will join just to support. Well, surprisingly enough, I have a Discord. If you guys want, I will share it in the chat. I don't push it on you guys too much. I just, I don't know. I'm not a pushy person, I allow people to feel the way they feel. I don't argue with people. I tell you my opinions and all that, but I'm not pushing in any way. Like that's not what I want it to be. I want all of this stuff to be like organic. You know what I mean? Like if you guys want to be around, be around. If somebody wants to know about a Discord, maybe ask. But I do talk about it sometimes. I mention it sometimes. I just don't push it too much. You was right. I don't know exactly what you were talking about. Maybe it's one of the other things. I bought 5 Toads at release for $60, sold all but one. Now a CGC 10 for 225 each, in and out. Yeah. Like I said, Reverend is smart. Reverend makes plays ahead of time a lot of the time. And these are the discussions that we have on Instagram a lot. He writes to me every day on Instagram. He tells me about different things happening. Not saying that he's going to hit up everybody that way, but we've developed that relationship. He, like I said, he knows a lot. You can hit him up, if he's open to contacting and maybe talking with you guys. He's also in the Discord channel. You could hop in the Discord channel and tag him there, and just have a discussion with many people there because there are other smart people there as well. Just picked up a case of Ascended Heroes poster collection, more packs than the ETB and a lot cheaper. Not bad. Listen, I'm a big believer myself, because a lot of people will tell you that they don't believe in the ancillary products. They only want you to get the ETBs and the booster bundles for Ascended Heroes or Prismatic. I'm a big believer that these specialty sets, being 151, Paladin Fates, Crown Zenith, Prismatic, and now Ascended Heroes, being how good each one of them are. Some of them with better pull rates than others, some of them with God packs, some without. Either way, there's so much hype behind these sets that can only be like that desire, that itch can only be extinguished or stopped with ripping. Those sets are going to be the most ripped sets for a long time, in my opinion. Like I saw so much Crown Zenith ripped in ripping ships. It's such a good set. It's really fun to open. I ripped a ton. 151 has pretty good pull rates as well. Paladin Fates as well, even though you're not pulling SIRs because there's only 3 in a set. But you get a lot of baby shinies. And then you get to Prismatic and Ascended Heroes where pulls get much tougher, but you get much more value out of the cards there and God packs. Those are going to get so ripped. Like those sets are just so stacked. They're going to get ripped so much. And I think that the poster collections, just like the 151 poster collections, that people, I don't call content creators out, but I will say that there were many, many content creators telling people not to buy the 151 poster collection. It's not investable. It's not going to have value. Clearly, it's wrong. If you look at the poster collections, they have continued to move just with everything else in 151. So I think that's a great pickup, in my opinion. I have that Rayquaza V194 on my fridge that I slabbed with a screwdriver cracking a 9 for science. That's pretty cool. I mean, listen, it's your card. Do whatever you want. Enjoy the card and the hobby how you want. Yeah, the Rayquaza V, that alternate art is my favorite by far. He's way behind on chat. Yeah, my bad. I'll catch up. I'll catch up. Let me go a little faster. Sorry about that. I got you. Got you right now. Let's go. Let him cook. He's working his way through each post. Yeah, I'm just trying to give each like you guys like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just the way I feel about it, like you guys are taking the time out of your day to be here. So I try to make sure I give everybody the time of day respectfully to everyone. I don't like ignoring people. I don't like zooming past comments, but I will try to move a little quicker. I got you. It does help. It is alive, right? I get to answer you at right now. Snack bread, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Did I get lucky today? I got the two PC ETBs, got the booster bundles, and I could not get the booster box. And I tried for 3 hours while everyone else kept getting the booster box. I could not get it, and I did not get it. I contacted my fiance to try to do it on the computer at home, and she got error 17. So that was the story of the day. But at least I got the PC ETBs. I'll be able to buy the booster boxes somewhere else. Holding on to Ascended Heroes ETBs, I should sell now. Should I sell now? Listen, you don't have to be in this for the long term. We preach that all the time. This is the risk that I want to take and other people want to take, which is to hold Pokemon long term. But you do not have to do it, bro, at all. It is not, no one will tell you. It doesn't look, maybe not put a name to it. Don't even say Pokemon. Just think about it like this. Let's say you bought this bottle cap for $60 from a website, and the bottle cap is now worth $400. You don't know if it's going to continue going up. You don't know if it's going to decline. Why not sell? Like, can somebody like? I'm pretty sure a lot of people can't convince you as to why you should not sell, aside from speculation as to what it could possibly do in the long term. But you would not be wrong for selling now. Now, on the other hand, if it's me, I'm holding because I just believe that 5 years down the line, these products are going to be scarce, just like we all believe. And I'll be able to move that product into other product and just keep that going and realizing profits and just it becoming a just well-oiled machine at some point. Maybe one day I can one day have a store again as well. Um, who knows? Who knows? But in reality, holding or selling, I don't think either one is a bad option. But if you wanted to sell, this is the market to sell in because if you wait till there is a pullback of some kind, which I don't think it's happening anytime, it's not happening in this whole year, in my opinion, right? But if you did wait up until then, you're gonna have a much harder time selling, right? Hold many. There you go. That's his opinion to hold, which is fine. Like I said before, you could do either or. I don't think you're doing anything wrong, to be honest. Sell now or hold 3 years. Sell now, hell no. Hold 3 years. Okay, okay. I see what he's saying. But that's what I'm saying because I guess just from that, you can assume Kevin is a long-term holder as well. And like I said, bro, people have short-term goals. There are short-term investments. You would not be wrong, but I believe in it long term, and a lot of people here, of course, do as well. I got kicked out 4 times and still got the booster. That's nuts. I could not get it. That's so frustrating to even hear. I'm happy for you, but I really wanted that box, man. I really did. That's wild. I was able to get the booster box, but nothing else. So we together we formed the whole piece, right? So crazy. I'm so thirsty today, man. I don't know why. If someone can make a video on how to navigate the queue, they would get 1 million views. For instance, today was 3 times in a row. My phone went from 30 minutes to 4. Yeah. I mean, you can't really, it's hard to navigate the queue because Pokemon is the one that dictates exactly what happens there. Things can change. Like you could have a normal queue today and they could absolutely just change up the whole queue, however they run the website, and it'd be different. But I don't know. What could you really do when it comes to the queue? I don't think you can jump ahead of people. If you did, they'd probably catch it and you'd probably get yourself banned. I don't think it's worth it. My fault. Stepped away to tell my wife, "You're good, bro. You're good." Nah. Yeah, yeah, we found it. We found it. You're good, bro. You're good. Great play, by the way, like I was saying before. Good evening. What's up, Drunk Ninja? What's going on, brother? I still sell my stuff at launch for MSRP. Some people do still do that. Yeah, rarely. I didn't even know you had a store. If you have a website or something like that and you do drops, I think if I remember correctly, I think I remember you telling me you sell locally. MSRP. I think you can correct me if you do have a site. It would be cool for you to do drops, and I would let it be known on my channel. That'd be cool, and I would expect nothing back. Gang, gang, yes, sir. That's the crazy thing right now. And these boxes might be getting shipped 10 to 15. Yeah, yeah, 100%. They will move around between different people's hands. I mean, unless you're just a long term holder, if you are. Um, yeah, what's up? The Discord, of course. Does this pin it? It's starred, but I don't know with this site if it's pinned or not. I only got one booster box. I mean, you can only get one, but I guess you didn't get everything else, which sucks. Of course, the postal collections are good to pick up or investment. The only reason they wouldn't be is if you think that the rip and ships are going to go. No, I don't think so at all. People have absolutely made it their full-time jobs to rip and ship. Like there are people like if you go on whatnot, there are people that at like 8:30 hop on. And there's always people continuously there, but at least you see that the people that hop on at 8 or 8:30 are, for example, in the East Coast in the US. They start off their day with everyone else that goes to work. They don't stop. They do not stop. Even if it is a crappy box, the packs themselves are going to be investable. Yeah. I don't think it's a crappy box whatsoever, to be honest. I don't. Uh that's Saratoga the Saratoga Waters Output. It is. My coworker told me about it, and I actually like it a lot from Costco. Yep, no online store. I sell locally. I'm Canadian. Yes, I remember. I remember. I remember. 100%. I remember. I want to support my community. I wish more would do it for theirs. Been doing this 15 years. You know what's funny? I like am 100% certain that these stores can sell at much more affordable prices. I know that they get them much cheaper from distro to the point where they can sell at MSRP, but I think they decided to spread the narrative that that distro is charging, I don't know what prices for product. I don't know. This is just me. I guess putting my tinfoil hat on, just thinking out there. I don't think that these people are getting these products at these insane prices to the point where they have to sell three times above MSRP. I think they're just seeing that there's an opportunity to make money that they've never seen before. And so they get greedy. Like I said before, they get greedy. One of the LGSs by me, like I bought like a lot from him. Like I bought a lot of Journey Together from him. I bought Prismatic from him. I just bought a good amount from him. And then I show up again. And of course, we're still in the hype period. And the guy doesn't want to work any kind of deals, even though I bought stuff from him when he wasn't selling like that. That right there makes it so that I'm not buying from you. I'm not going to buy from you at market price. I'm not, unless you work a deal out with me after I've devoted that much time, and I'm not going to do it because I know you're making money hand over fist. It's just I know how the pendulum is swinging right now, and it's the ball's in his court. And but at the same time, I get the opportunity to say yes or no. What I was trying to say is that if you could figure out how to tell people the little tips and tricks so that your phone does not automatically refresh and throw you 4 hours. Oh yeah, that would be fun. That would be good. But I'll tell you what, I don't know because it does it to me. Honestly, it sucks. 98 Jolteon, what's going on? Do you buy singles or rip packs? Both. I guess both. If I find a single that's worth buying that I like, um, whether it be a nostalgic thing or something worth grading, that even if I don't want to grade it today, I at least know that I have a gradable copy that at some point I will grade, and I'll buy it. I also like to rip packs. Um, yeah, I rip. There's like bulk everywhere. Like I say it all the time. Like people come into my channel and try to tell me that I'm this evil investor and that the collectors, whatever. Bro, I do both. I enjoy collecting. I enjoy the hobby overall. Like I actually genuinely love the hobby overall. I love Pokemon. It's what I did for countless hours as a kid. And I love ripping packs. And now I love that the thing that I loved as a kid is investable. Like it's just a win-win for me. If I could turn this into like a side job where I could sell um like Japanese and English, because I think it's much easier to get a Japanese distro than an English distro. And I would have to start buying out collections and things like that at like 80% just to do things, you know. I would try to sell under market. I would try to give people deals. Maybe it'll happen one day. Who knows? But I would try. In Canada, distro raises prices after the initial launch waves. I have likely one of the highest rents and can still do it. Like I said, man, but you know, you doing what you're doing most likely gets people to come back all the time because people appreciate it. They know the moment that you do that, they know that you could take advantage like everyone else, but you're not. And that alone just makes people understand that you're a good person and it makes them come back. It's just the truth, which is the reason why I'm saying that if I had a store, it would have to be an online store. I would try my best because I don't have distro. I would try my absolute best to sell below market. Like I really would try my absolute best to have the best prices out. It would also make it really, really hard for me to keep my store stocked because people would then buy my stuff more than everybody else's. But if I could do it and make people happy, I would. And then I would try to do something where maybe the people who really like to buy from my store can uh, join in my distro and I can make an announcement there when I'm making a drop so that they could actually be aware and they don't have to keep checking my store and looking at what's in stock because I can't keep it up to stock like everyone else can without a distro. I think that'd be a good idea. I'll keep that in mind for the future. I say that because I ripped a 4-pack Destin Rivals and got the Team Rocket. Oh, what? Bro, from Walmart when the initial Destin Rivals ETBs dropped, I think I got like 5 or 6 ETBs. I think I ripped them all but one. And I didn't get anything good, bro. I didn't get an SIR. I didn't get the Misty Side Duck or the Lapras. I got a damn full art Ho-Oh, which I hate. Even though I love the SIR, but man, just ripping that much sucked. You know what? Hold on. I was starting to put these aside, but I think I'm gonna rip a few of them. I think I'm gonna rip. Bro, maybe this was a sign. Maybe this was a sign. Maybe this was Jay. Rip some Destin. Rip some Destin. Team Rocket Meowth. I graded them, and they all got PSA 10s. Should I sell the Mewtwo or hold? Okay, that's a tough one because there's nothing in the world that can tell you what that card's going to do next. Let's look at what the card's doing right now. Let's do you the favor of looking at what the card is doing. Just want to see where it's at right now. All right, so we can look at it together. What is this right here? What does that do? Is that better? Guys, let me know. Is this I'm gonna call this screen number 2, right? Because I use this one all the time. Is screen number 1 better or screen number 2? I'm gonna go back to number 1. You guys let me know because I never click on it. But if it's better, I think it shows the screen wider. But my camera, which I cannot move, uh, it will not let me move it. So if it's not as good because it blocks some of the screen, let me know. For this one, I think it's fine because we're only blocking these little things down here, so I'll leave it like that. So going up here, looking at what the card is doing. So the card hasn't moved too much. It's not it's not showing us necessarily that it's about to tank or anything like that. I think you could hold, to be honest. I think you could hold. It is one of the best SIRs and Scarlet and Violet. But once again, there's nothing that can foretell what's going to happen. You should definitely keep tracking. I would keep using, like for example, price charting and seeing the sales every single day, like you have here. These are not these are the ungraded. So you go to the PSA 10 sold listings, and so you see today one sold for 1400, 1350. So we're seeing that we're still around there. It looks like it was actually selling for more earlier in the month, but that can change at the drop of a dime. It could start selling for even more. But we're still around the ballpark of what it's been doing since the end of March, which hasn't been too long. This is just 2 weeks worth of data here. Can we see more? It looks like we cannot see more at the moment, but that's still decent enough. This graph here, you can actually go in and scroll, right? Just scroll up, and you can actually get the graph to widen and to zoom in. But I think right now you're fine holding. There hasn't been like a large spike that should put fear in you where it pull back. I think you're fine right now. I think this is the value where it's going to be at because the market is staying hot for the rest of the year. It may even start rising. It's slowly rising since the beginning of the year. Keep in mind that it was at 1,950. We did get to that pullback period. That pullback period from like October all the way till December. You see the card pulling back. And then January, you notice that as everything else started picking up, so did the card. Even though it only came up $30, it still kept going upward. 1230, 1325, and now 1368. So I think that it's a good time to hold this card personally. And I freaking love this card, man. This is I don't care what people say. People didn't like it. I loved it from the start. I love this card. Such a sick card. I think it's a good time to hold. That's what I think. It's my opinion. Can't promise you that it will continue to go up, but from what I'm seeing, I think it will. Don't a lot of distros make stores buy a bunch of ancillary product so they can give them a decent amount of the product? Some do. We've heard stories of some having to buy like these deck boxes and things like that so that they could buy their products at distro. But I think it could be different for other places. Well, Drunken Ninja is in Canada, so he may be able to give you the like his experience and tell you what's going on there. Um, but we've heard some people like Pokeani say that, and I don't know if Danny Phantom says something like that. And then most of the other guys don't even have this, or they just want to tell stories. Um, if you sell, what would you roll the money into? That's a good question. Also, is there a time in the near future that you see a good time to buy perfect order PCTBs as a flip or investment opportunity? Well, let's see where they're at right now. I was gonna say very, very similar to what Shrouded Fable is. If you got them at MSRP, um, and you want to just put them away because MSRP in reality it's incredibly cheap in comparison to everything else. So if you get them at MSRP, um, then I would have no objection to holding. But I don't think perfect order. I mean, they're like it looks cool as a displayable item. I love the black and green, and I'm just gonna share it again because I am. I didn't see if you guys answered me when it comes to the screen. Do you guys think? I don't know. You guys didn't let me know if this screen was better or this screen. We'll go here again. Um. So yeah, like it is displayable. It looks cool. How many people really like Zygarde? That's really the next question you should be asking yourself because that's where you're displaying. Um, I know it has been trending in the 130s. It has been there for a little while. The promo in there is what the Tyrant. Maybe look into how popular the Tyrant is. I've never heard. I mean, I did hear some people say something about the Tyrant after they heard about the promo in here, but I don't think that is where you should be putting your money. To be honest, if this, my opinion is just that you should not look into this. You should look into something else. I think you're looking for a just a product that has a good entry point. If maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Are you looking for something that has a decent price point that you could invest into? I don't think this would be the play though. I don't think this would be the play. That's just my opinion, honestly. That's me. I had mentioned I wish you were around when I was talking about the Mega Evolution ones because um there was opportunity there before. I don't know how much more opportunity there is now. Yeah, they were more expensive than the perfect order ones, but I was talking about these and look at where they were. This was in January that I did this video. For $40 more, you would get a much better product with a much better set with a much better promo, and it's now at 246. Recently sold 260, and the same thing for the Gardevoir. So I'm assuming you're looking for a product to get into that's not that insanely expensive. I even brought up the Phantasmal one, which was really undervalued at like $180 when I spoke about it. So it's getting a little tougher now because everything has like that's why some of the videos I've titled, Pokemon investors take advantage of every opportunity because they really are doing that. Like it's a little harder now. If you're willing to look into the Journey Together PC ETB, even that ETB has started moving. Even though people despise the set, when it comes to the YouTube echo chamber. But the PC ETB was at like 130 for a good while, and we're now at 100 and $200 most recently sold, 186 market. So earlier this year, when I was making those videos, look, 130, 140. The promo itself was selling for like $600 in a PSA 10, which is the Zorua, sorry, which is a nice card. Those are the kind of things you got to look into. Is it displayable? Is the promo card worth it at a PSA 10? Things like that. But right now, it is getting a lot harder to pick those products. I'm not sure, to be honest, at the moment. If you don't have a product on shelves, your store will suffer. Yeah, it is tough though. But you could eventually roll money into other products in the store. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I would keep whatever I make, whether it be profit or not, especially because the store would be so new. I would keep funneling it through the store. That's what I would do. I ripped sleeves and kept my ETBs sealed. I just pulled Lapras a few days. Nice. That's a sick card. I pulled 2 Cynthia's Garchomps. I love the R better than the Mewtwo. Yeah, you did mention that. I love the Mewtwo, though. Mewtwo cards always have one of the top popular Pokemon. Ryan Tran, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. I haven't seen you in a good while. What's up, man? When Destin Rivals reprint, I'm I'm stocking up on ETBs hard. Oh, the regular ones. Well, maybe you know, uh it sucks. I would love to get an opportunity to buy some at Walmart because they're gonna drop out. Most likely they're gonna like that's what I expect. Walmart drops, even Costco drops, whatever it is. We saw we saw Surging Sparks come up on Costco. There's no reason why these wouldn't either. Um, Hopefully we can get a whole bunch of them, man. To be honest, Destined Rivals, it's just anything Destined Rivals. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Anything Destined Rivals should do good in the long term. The market changes every day. It's unpredictable, 100%. You try to follow trends, really. The thing about Pokemon is that a lot of Pokemon does kind of like there's like a tell, right? You start to notice what Pokemon are getting attention because of sets, or if a movie came out, maybe a Pokemon would get attention, or just something like that. So sometimes Pokemon kind of tells you what's going to happen. The Ascended Heroes Mewtwo took some steam off the Destined Rivals one. I like them both, to be honest. Will this be a good time to stock up on Black Ball and White Flare? Well, this is the cheapest it's going to be. It's sitting at 120. Black Bolt, I believe, right? Black Bolt sitting at like 120. What do we got? Black Bolt ETBs. If we're looking at the regular ETBs, because the PC ETBs have absolutely taken off. They're $280. The regular ETB is basically 120. I don't see them getting any cheaper. But then again, I don't know why we haven't had some kind of a reprint, because they absolutely took off in February. Will we get more? I would have to assume so. I don't understand how they could just drop the product and just give us one wave. It's really, really odd, in my opinion. Best Mewtwo art is in Crown Zenith. That one's sick too. I need that, man. I need that one so that I can match it up with my Charizard promo slab. And once again, Destined Rivals gives me nothing. A dud pack again. Inventory management is the key to having lower prices. You trickle out your stock and not put it all up at once. Smart man. Spoken like a man that has had a store for some time, which clearly you have. But you learn, and that's the great thing about not just this hobby, but life in general. You right? We learn from each other. I just learned something from you in a random live stream, right? And it had nothing to do with a store, but it came up. So I would love to do that one day. Like if I could have a full-time job even with Pokemon, I don't know how realistic that is for me, but I would truly love that. That'd be sick. Perfect order will grow very slowly. Yeah, just like Shrouded Fable. Just like Shrouded. What are Shrouded Fable ETBs right now? 130 as well, I think. I have two already, but I've also been picking up Ascended Heroes ETBs. Just wanting your thoughts since it's a PC ETB. Yeah, I know that people believe in PC ETBs like a lot, and I do as well. But there will be sets like the worst of an era that will have a hard time climbing, regardless of what the item is. And once again, that set just doesn't have that insane chase. Maybe the Mega Zygarde will grow on people. If that does happen, which you should be watching for that, if you're interested in Perfect Order, this is what you should be looking at. And I'm going to look at it right now just to see what it shows or what it's done since release. Like it's funny. Look, the set's new, and let me just show you guys. The screen is again. We're seeing that the best-selling card is Esper right now, right? This is the best-selling near mint. Esper being this cheap, and it is a cute card, right? Because cards that are cute actually do really well. This right now, like, think about it. Like, why is this the best-selling card? Why is this best-selling? We have the Eradicate here. Okay, 151 Pokemon, still not an amazing card in my opinion. The Aurorus is a nice card. We have trainers, I guess, because people playing the game. Um, the Talonflame and then the Meowth SIR is what, ninth on the list with best selling. Then the Clefairy, which is by far, in my opinion, the best IR, but it's much more expensive. So I guess people aren't buying. I love this card. And then the Zygarde is all the way down here at $103. Like, why is it here? But if this, like, especially because it is the Zygarde being displayed on the PCTB, if people start to show this card love, that's a whole different story. Now we're in a different ball game. But it's actually just been getting cheaper and cheaper. So that's probably where you want to be looking if you ever decide to look at that PCTB, and maybe look at what people are paying for when it comes to the promo. If people decide to pay a good amount for the promo, then that's your in as well. So I would look at least you could take that with you. I would watch the Mega Zygarde, and I would watch the promo. Maybe keep an eye on the Starmie and the Meowth. I mean, the Meowth is the most expensive one right now, but we're thinking about the displayability at least of the Pokemon Center ETB because it's got to be a displayable item. Let's go. Oh, yeah. This was a sign. This was a sign. And I told you guys before, I didn't pull anything good from Destined Rivals. So this was definitely a sign, guys. Let's go. Let's go. And I actually like this card. I do. The Kangaskhan. And it looks like perfectly centered. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like perfect. It sucks that this like camera like isn't focusing. Will it focus? No, not really. This camera sucks. Maybe if I do start the membership program, people will become members, and I'll put some of that into a new camera. But in reality, what I really, really want to do is put some of that into some giveaways. I really would do some giveaways. I've been having I was having conversations with my fiance about it because she actually likes Pokemon as well, and she supports me in everything that I do, whether I decide to open up a store of some kind or uh just a channel, like whatever it is, rip and ship. Like she's been behind all of it. She's always for it. So she definitely believes that it would be nice if I did some giveaways, which I want. But all Ascended Heroes you can. Okay, I didn't. Jane, mind telling us your background in this hobby? What do you mean? In the sense of like how long I've been here? I have not been here long. I have not been here long. I've been here since 151. I'm not like a sword and shield baby or a sun and moon baby. Uh but that's the funny part, right? Like I know about Pokemon overall. I know about Pokemon cards, but I wasn't buying back then. I wasn't involved in the hobby whatsoever. Um and it still does not change that I can bring value to the space. You know, the reason why I say this is because I think who did I hear recently saying something about how long they've been here? I think it was Alex from Nostalgianomics, and like I say it all the time. He's a smart guy, and I watch him all the time. But he loves to talk about how long he's been in here, and none of that experience that he's had can tell him or tell anybody what to do in this current hype period. Every single hype period has been different. And I said it before, every time it's been more people and more money, every single time a larger amount of people. It's just like all-time highs and higher lows. Every time it's been a higher high and a higher low throughout every single hype period from the one in 2016, 2020, and now 2025 to 2026. Every single time it's been different. And no one can say exactly, I've seen it before. They have not seen it before. And we're being straight up and just blunt about it. They have not seen it before. We're all experiencing this for the first time ever. Yeah, Logan Paul, for example, came before, but the amount of money that flooded in with Logan Paul this time with a $16 million card is uncomparable to anything that happened before, right? Um, but yeah, I only been here a few years. Nothing insane whatsoever. I just try to bring value. I do my homework. I spend countless hours, researching, and yeah, that's it. Just trying to be a positive influence in this hobby if I can be. So two, three, four, five. Okay, just looking at how many sleeve packs I have. I'm thinking like maybe that could be the first giveaway. 5 sleeve packs of Destined Rivals, not bad. The Charizard EX tins in cases are a deal right now. Which ones? Oh, the both of them, the Y and X EX ones. I do like those tins. I got like 6 of them stacked here. But none of them are sealed because I ripped them all. But I do like the promos. I think the promos are really cool. The packs are good in there as well. Right when Perfect Order dropped, I traded the booster box for a Surgeon Sparks booster box, put $30 cash on top. Nice. That's a great deal. It's a great deal, in my opinion. Tomorrow, Sam's drop will be Black Bull White Flare bundle. Yeah, they'll have the poster collections, right? With the 3 promos in it. Will be Black Bull and White Flare. The gem rates for illustrations rares for a Black Bull and White Flare is tough. Yeah, I pulled a Snivy. I pulled a Snivy and it looked decent centering, but then it had like this nasty white dot. Like couldn't even hide it. Sucks. PCTBs price the majority of buyers out once they top 500. Regular TBs will grow faster. Yeah, like I said, I think Destined Rivals, man, I think it's just gonna do well. I think I definitely want Ascended Heroes or Prismatic ETBs instead. You said it is left heavy, my card? It's not left heavy. It is not. I will send you because we talk on Instagram all the time. I'll send you a picture. This thing is just way too blurry for you to actually see because there's a glare on this side. Yeah, you can't see it. I'll give up on that. But yeah. So I guess you guys approve of the memberships. So exclusive, of course, everybody wants exclusive content. But I will try my best to keep in mind exactly what you guys said today. Um, when it comes to the membership, because that is going to be a thing moving forward. If you guys like it, it's okay. God, we haven't been. Yes. All right. Let's see. Nothing. Nothing. That's a Rivals, man. It doesn't have easy pull rates. You know what? I don't even mind if I rip all these. There will be a giveaway at some point, especially like for members. We haven't been here super long. um, is Chinese Pokemon good to invest in? Um, I don't think so. We have to see, Chinese Pokemon really started getting hot less than a year ago. Like we really have to see where that goes. And the other thing about Chinese Pokemon cards is that there are a lot of fakes. Now, it is possible that they could be good to invest in. The good thing about the Chinese Pokemon cards is that they have exclusive cards, right? So if you see those Chinese evolutions, the Sylveon is nice, the Umbreon, the Sleeping Umbreon, the Eevee, the Leafeon, all really nice cards. Then we even had an exclusive Blaziken. We had all of those Pikachus. I mean, listen, if you can get legit packs, right? I don't like there's so much like we're so involved in the US market, in the English market, and then somewhat in the Japanese one. I don't know how much of that Chinese product is getting printed, but if you could acquire legit booster boxes, maybe they could be a hold. That would be one of your more riskier plays because people have more confidence in Japanese and then even more confidence in that in the English. Just because once again, it's kind of new to the market, but there are so many exclusive cards within the Chinese boxes that make them really, really valuable. Like the Pikachu Gengar one, insane card, beautiful card. Like people are gonna want that for a long time, as long as it's not fake, because there are a lot of fakes out there. But it could be, it could be. It's all good, brother. If you have not been here very long, doing your homework is better than just saying what other people say. Yeah, I don't like saying what other people say. There's videos that I haven't made because I was gonna make, and then I saw other people put out the video with the same information, and I was like, "Yeah, not happening. We're gonna have to make a different video today." But yeah, just like I said, just trying to be a positive influence and just trying to do things right. Whatever I feel like is right is what I do. I don't go with what other people are doing or anything like that. It just so happens sometimes that we do talk about the same things because we are talking about the same topic, which is Pokemon investing is the Pokemon market. So yeah, I also I did buy these by the way to Rev because Rev I just saw his comment. Um, hold on. Yeah, I only need a few different artworks to have the total 15 R sets of Desperado. Damn, it's almost 10K in China. The Chinese Mew. Yeah, but the Chinese Mew is different. The Chinese Mew, there are only 1,000 like 500 and like 50 copies of that card. You understand? So they were already insanely expensive from the start because they're that exclusive. They're really rare, right? And for you to get them, you had to do some kind of a thing in China, and nobody else could obtain them. So the only other way now is to pay this hefty price point. But the other Chinese cards are not like that card. It's unlike that. So that's its own thing. It's not you don't even have to consider that a Chinese card. It's just a Mew that's incredibly rare, is really what it is. I have 72 sleeves of Destin Rivals and want more. Yeah, I bought these from a Target at MSRP, which is why I feel so good about ripping them. Um, but yeah, at some point we'll do something. When it comes to when I start up the membership and things like that, there will be some giveaways. If I really like I love how Poke Plumber is able to do a giveaway like every few days. But of course, the amount of money this guy has in comparison to someone like me is like astronomical. I would love to be able to do something like that. Like I genuinely would like to just be able to give back to the community because there are a ton of people out there that just cannot get stuff. And even if they can, they gotta pay like 3 times, 4 times MSRP, which sucks. Yo, how much is the Chinese Gengar, the one with the Clefairy doll and stuff floating in the room? Chinese Gengar, you mean the Pikachu? I think you're talking about the Pikachu. Uh, Let me know if you're talking about the Pikachu while I look it up because I think you're talking about the Pikachu. Does it have I can't remember if it has the the thing floating. No, it doesn't have that. This is the one I was talking about though. And you said what was floating in it? Clefairy doll? What? I don't know which one has a Clefairy doll that you're talking about, but this is the one that I'm talking about. This card is amazing. Great, great card. It's from the set with Cerulege. Oh, that Gengar. That one. Okay, so we're just gonna have to look it up because there's no other way to find it. I know what you're talking about. This one. This is the card you're talking about. The baby Cleffa, the doll right there. This is a pretty cool card as well. The other one is just better. It has both Pikachu and him. How expensive? $105? That's all? That's really cheap. But this one might be much easier to pull. I don't know what the rarity is with the Chinese cards. Like I don't know what that means. Uh, but it's not that expensive. Even in the PSA 10, has it been getting more expensive or cheaper? 417, 335, and it came back up a little bit. So it's not doing anything crazy, but $105 for the card, I did not expect it to be that cheap. Now this card though, this card is a whole different when we're talking about value, $1,308 ungraded and $2,412 graded. It did have that insane spike. It was at $4,000 at one point. And then when we had that correction in October, it just absolutely pummeled. But it's still an insane like this card will be loved by a lot of people, you know. So if you get like this booster box for Jolteon, I was talking about the Chinese. If you get like this booster box and maybe you stack up on these boxes, I maybe it could be a play, but I just don't know. I don't know how much they print in China. Like I don't know. Like I don't expect China to try to be the type of people or the type of country that's gonna I don't know. I just don't think that they're gonna like hold back. I think they're gonna print out and get as much money as possible from these boxes as they can. So I don't know how, if you could get that information as to like how much they print, because that's something that people talk about all the time in the English market. Like that information comes out of nowhere. Like you hear about 300,000, for example, prismatic ETBs that came to the market, but you hear a number, and then you start to know what's out in circulation and things like that. If you can figure that out for the Chinese market, then maybe you could have a actual play if you can see that there is some scarcity there or scarcity developing because it is kind of new. But if that happens, then yeah. Yeah, the Captain Pikachu is pretty sick too. And I did watch the show. I think I'm behind, but I was watching the show, and this Pikachu is not like Ash's Pikachu. It's a little different. It's pretty cool. Um, some of the exclusive Chinese singles are very nice. Unsure about investing, but for collecting, I want a few for my PC. Yeah, but this is what I mean. This comment right here is the exact reason why it's hard to justify investing into the Chinese Pokemon cards because people do not have confidence in the Chinese Pokemon cards. It's tough. So it makes it really hard. It makes it so that if you do invest into the Chinese Pokemon cards, now we're talking about a much riskier play, right? But like I said before, if you can do the homework, because I have not done it, I don't want to give you lies. If you can do the homework and you can look up to see how much product gets printed when it comes to the Chinese Pokemon cards, then you might be ahead of the game with a play that most people don't know because a lot of those boxes you can get them for a little cheap because they're the Chinese cards. But like I said, if you can find that information out, I think you might find yourself a good play if you see scarcity developing. The Chinese Mew is unique, yeah. Like I said, it's rare, incredibly rare. Cerulege set, which you just saw, love that card. Might scoop soon. Yeah, 100%. It's a beautiful card. Like that, it's undeniable, right? I will once again. Let me see. I'm just looking at my Discord. I will once again share the Discord for those of you that haven't joined. If you want to join, you're more than welcome. I still, when it comes to the membership stuff, people who do join, I think I'm gonna have to do the memberships through the Discord. I think it would just make sense to do it through there. Um, have you thought about getting into other TCGs like Yu-Gi-Oh or One Piece? I used to like Yu-Gi-Oh a lot when I was a kid. Like I even had cards for Yu-Gi-Oh and I played the game as well, like on the Game Boy at the time. But I'm not that much of a believer in Yu-Gi-Oh like that, to be honest. I know that it kind of like came back because of the alternate art cards that they put in there or whatever you want to call them, full illustration cards. But I don't believe in them that much. And then One Piece, you know, it's not that I don't believe in One Piece. One Piece is like has so much popularity. Like there are people who are like starting revolutions with the One Piece banner, like the flag, the pirate flag. But I still need it to prove itself as a TCG. It hasn't been out long enough. It has not gone through a bear market. Like it hasn't been out long enough for me to have that kind of confidence in One Piece. Yes, there are cool sets that I could have invested into now, But at the same time, just like Pokemon, there will be new sets in the future that will be able to get at MSRP and things like that after One Piece has really shown me that it is legit. Yeah, Rudy tells you Rudy's like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One Piece is the real deal. But the guy is selling One Piece to you. Of course, he's gonna tell you that One Piece is the real deal. Like, let's not kid ourselves. He has a reason to tell you that it's a real deal. He wants you to buy it. Will he admit it? Probably not. But it's just the truth. It makes sense. Why would he tell you, for example, that One Piece isn't worth buying or if it's not the real deal if he owns it and he's got to sell it? It's not happening. But I just feel like I could wait. I would wait for One Piece to show me that it is the real deal when it goes through its cycles and it is proven to be an investable asset like Pokemon is. Because in reality, Pokemon is just the top tier. The Pikachu one is iconic, Loki. Yeah, it's fire. The Pikachu cards, there's so many good ones, to be honest. I heard the Chinese cards are printed in Japan. I don't know anything about that. But like I said, man, you have to look into it before you make that decision. Somebody just said it's correct. But like I said before, just do your homework. You will not regret doing your homework before you spend your money on something or risk it because, like I said before, all of this is a risk. It's all a risk. Every investment is a risk. But before you do that, do your homework because there are not that much people looking into the Chinese cards. If you can find out information as to how many cards are printed, then that would be a big step up for you. And some kind of like information like that would really help. Yeah, he said correct. They are in Japan and they have good gem rates. Exactly. I'm trying to get that $100 Gengar for my collection. That's not, that's it's. I thought it would be way more expensive than that. Honestly, I really did. If they print English in English, all Chinese cards crash. Oh well, yeah. If it's no longer exclusive, but those are staying exclusive. They already said that they're exclusive to the Chinese. I mean, unless they change it, I guess that can change at any moment. And once again, the Discord. Um, English is king. King, don't overthink things. Yeah, I know, but if guys want to speculate, uh, who am I to tell them that they can't? Like I said before, there are doubts in the Chinese stuff. I don't have the utmost confidence in it. I don't preach it whatsoever, but I'm at least gonna tell you what you should be looking into if you want to buy into the Chinese stuff. You have to do your homework. Definitely not for me though. I'm not buying into that. I'm not gonna act like I do. Dakota, what's going on, bro? Welcome. Thanks for stopping by, man. Everybody who's here, man, or who has been here, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, Pokemon is the only TCG I think long term will outperform. Even grandmothers know. You remember I said that. Even grandmothers know Pikachu and Charizard. 100%. I mean, listen, you can do what you want. You can invest into One Piece. You can invest into these other TCGs that just recently came out. You can speculate. Higher risk, higher reward. It's just, we know that, right? It's something that's said often. But at the same time, all these TCGs, like every single one of them is like really expensive. So, do you really want to risk that much money? Like, how much are you really willing to invest? When we're talking about investing into something, you tend to spend hundreds and which leads to thousands. Are you really trying to risk that? Is that really the way that you're trying to go? So something to keep in mind. I understand, wanting to branch out into other things, other possibilities that you could profit off of, but it's really hard to justify the Chinese cards because they're the Chinese cards. We don't know what they're gonna do right now. And now there's the Cyberpunk TCG coming out later this year. Made over 20 million on Kickstarter. So wow. Like I said, at the beginning, the hype for something can be insane, but you gotta wait to see like what they do, man. You gotta let them like really establish themselves before you take a risk like that. Should I be investing in Ascended? Thinking of swapping a PSA 10 Cynthia's Garchomp for a bunch of Seal Ascended. Listen, some people love that. Look, Reverend Rips here says he loves the Garchomp more than he loves the Mewtwo. He has it in his personal collection. Will he sell it one day? I don't know. Now, if you have no attachment to that Cynthia's Garchomp, then that means that you should be probably moving that. Like, if you don't care about it, like I personally, is it a cool card? Yes, but I feel nothing for Garchomp, so I would not keep that in my PC. If I had an opportunity to trade it for a bunch of Ascended Heroes sealed product, then I would do it. That's what I would do. Admiral Darrow, what's going on, bro? Welcome, welcome. So, like, even looking at, let's see, what is the Cynthia's Garchomp worth? I just want to see now. Pique my interest. Cynthia's Garchomp, raw $201 at a PSA 10, $500. Not so bad. I thought it would be a little more valuable. Uh, it's sitting at $500. It- uh, For me, like I said before, I don't have any attachment to this card whatsoever. It is a beautiful card. It is really cool. But I don't have any attachment to this Pokemon whatsoever. Um, and I wouldn't want to keep it in my PC because of that. So I would definitely trade that for Ascended Heroes sealed product. That's just me. Here it is: English, Japanese, and all on shelf for you to buy and invest with no limits. Which are you buying? Well, for sure, English, 100%. I'm selling off my sports to roll into sealed Pokemon. I mean, I think that's the better play, of course. Um, yeah, no attachment, no attachment to it. I appreciate your opinion. Yeah, man. Anytime, anytime. I have no problem giving my opinion. It's just that's how we have to think of we have to get to a point where sometimes in reality, if I'm being honest, right, we have a personal collection that we have attachments to, right? Like, I really like this card. I love this card. I don't even know why it's a CGC 10 and not a pristine, right? This card looks like immaculate. Like, I can't see flaws in it whatsoever, not centering wise. Yeah, I think that I want to cross grade this into a PSA 10 is what I think I want to do. But the point is that, like, this card right here, what is this? Sword and Shield 262 Charizard. Let's see. Let's see what the value is, and just to help explain what I want to say here, because here we go. Because it's all relative to what we're talking about here. So, for example, the card right here, this card right here, which I absolutely love, and I want the other side. I want the Mewtwo from Crown Zenith in a PSA 10 as well. But the card raw is $71. In a PSA 10, it is $1,047. If I cross grade this and I get it in a 10, as an investor, I'm doing myself a disservice by not selling off this card and putting it and rolling it into my investments. I'm doing myself a disservice by not putting it into other sealed products so that I can further profit from it as time moves forward. Because chances are that this card is going to be volatile. Like, it's going to do whatever it's going to do. It's going to move. It's going to go up. It's going to drop. We don't even know if it's going to crash one day. And that's just the truth of singles. They're really volatile. But the truth is that we have to at some point try to look at these things like investments if we're really going to continue to do that, because like I said, you're going to do a disservice to yourself, and we're going to hold ourselves back. And that's just the truth. I have an attachment to go to Jolteon. Well, I see it in your name and in your profile pic. It is a cool Pokemon. I gave my PSA 10 to my son, kept my CGC pristine. Nice. Yeah, he pulled two of them. Pulled two. What's up, Jay? Been watching for a few months. Just want to say hi. Have a lot of great takes, brother. Thank you, man. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate it, man. Like I said before, I try to give you guys value if I can. If I can't, then I probably don't make a video. That's just the way I see it. So we'll see. We were talking about the memberships that I'm going to be starting. I'm going to activate the memberships. You can actually activate them at like 500 subs. I'm well past that, but I wanted to make sure I provided value. Somebody mentioned I don't really need value at a $2 membership, but we'll see where that goes. If enough people do become members, then maybe I can do giveaways. That'd be sick. Just to help justify and contribute to those things, because everything's expensive right now. In reality, whatever I buy, just like everyone else, I have to buy from the open market. So it's not easy to fund just nonstop giveaways in Pokemon. I'm not really a believer in CGC unless it's sports cards. Here we go. You got him started. You got him started. It's over. You got him started. CGC, the second largest grader. Curious. He said, "Why? Why don't you believe in them?" I mean, once again, I do know. We know that YouTube is once again like a big echo chamber. Every content creator out there will tell you that they don't like CGC. A lot of them will tell you that they like Tag, um, even though Tag is barely putting up like respectable numbers. We have that. That's like one of the things that I was talking to Rev about, because we talk about grading a lot. Tag is struggling to keep up, struggling so bad in a hype period, in a period where you should be succeeding the most. You are struggling, and then when they get to a point where there are a certain amount of people, like whatever number it is, that they're actually starting to now pump out some numbers, which they're not even great. They're like struggling. They're already telling people that they're gonna have long wait times. Now their wait times increased and they're charging more money now, just like PSA did. So they're nowhere close to as not even bro. They're not a smidge close to what PSA is, but Tag is already struggling with those little submissions that they're getting. They're giving you longer wait times and they're charging you more money already, really early. And for me, it's like a really bad sign. Like they just can't handle it. I don't know why they're here. That's where I'm at right now. CGC usually has less value compared to PSA or Beckett when it comes to Pokemon. I personally do not like their slabs also. Um, I think that's debatable. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'll swap to the screen right here. It's on the same. As a matter of fact, I'll just scroll down so you can see it. I think that's debatable because we're on the same page. If you scroll down to the bottom of price charting, it gives you the average price of every grade and all of these companies. So it says CGC 10, $324. The CGC 10 is more like a PSA 9, and the real CGC 10 is the pristine, which is $1,300 compared to the PSA 10 value at $1,047. Now, I will say this, the pristine is much harder to get. It is really hard to get, but it is more valuable than the PSA 10. Usually that's usually the case. And then look at BGS, just a 10, not black. The 10 is right there, just $61 more expensive than the pristine. I am currently collecting CGC pristines. I like that it's more of a challenge than getting a PSA 10. Yeah, they're valuable too, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people, I don't know why. They like to compare the PSA 10 to the CGC 10, but ignore the pristine when the pristine is the real 10. It's a pristine 10. I don't understand. I use PSA and CGC. PSA is pumped. I prefer the CGC slab because it displays the card better. Yeah, I do like the pristine cards, the pristine slabs look really nice. That black and gold looks really nice. Real quick. Um, all right. Pristine is almost like a black label, isn't it? Somewhat, but I think the black label is even more stringent than CGC is when it comes to that. Tag is a super botted company and they struggle to grade 10K cards per week. That's what I'm saying. It's sad to see that. Tag has really nice looking slabs though. They do. They look cool. They're really, really fragile though. And I don't know, man. They try to claim that AI is the future and that they catch things on cards that others don't, but there are people that till this day for so-called science continue to resend the same card to Tag, and they are getting different grades and they're missing things. They're missing dings, they're missing scratches. I don't know, man. It's weird. So their AI system is not really where it needs to be for it to be that top dog or anywhere close to being the top dog. There's a lot of value in flipping vintage Pokemon CGC slabs. PSA is very harsh with vintage, and I don't think that's even a conspiracy at this point. Well, CGC seems to be more reasonable when grading vintage. Yeah, I wonder. I wish we had some kind of inside information to see what Pokemon actually thinks about that. Like what? Not Pokemon. Sorry about PSA. Like, I wish we had like a PSA insider that told us how they handled vintage cards. Like, do they actually treat them differently? I mean, they're different cards. They're made differently. You know, the hollow patterns, everything's different. But I wonder if they actually treat them differently. Do they are they more stringent? I don't know. I think that a lot of that happens because the cards are old. But I think that there is something weird. I have seen videos where people open up like fresh packs and it was freshly pulled, no scratches or nothing, and they still get bad grades. Nice slabs does not equate to market share. Yeah. Maybe tag lightened up on how harsh they are on tens. If no one is getting tens, no one will grade. Yeah, but it's not even that, bro. Like let me just go to Instagram and look at gem rate. Great that they had their story here. What else do they have here? What is that? eBay sales. I'm gonna go to their page in a second and just look at what they have for I guess the day or whatever. Are these pinned? No, that's pinned. So just looking at like even this for March, right? Last month, CGC had 47,000 compared to Beckett's 600,000 and PSA's 2.17 million. How why do we have longer wait times for this abysmal 47K in comparison to the others? Why do we have to not only wait longer, why do we have to spend more money now? You're nowhere close to being what either of these two are. You're not even close to Beckett, but you're charging more money and more wait time. I don't understand that. Like, I listen, tag slabs are, I think they're nice, but at the same time, like, why why is that the case? 440,000 compared to almost 5 million and compared to 19 million. Like, but we're already charging more money. We're already having longer wait times. I don't understand. Choosing a grading company just comes down to what your goals are. As pure as a collector, any of them work for sure. For liquidity, to flip, it's PSA for sure. Yeah, my yeah, exactly, 100%. My grade to consignment is PSA. Yeah, he does have a grade to consignment service where he grades the cards and it gets sent straight to consignment, and they sell it off for him. Uh, yeah, brand new out the package does not mean it will 10. Yeah, it doesn't, but it shouldn't be like a 6. I've seen weird videos like that. I'm a longtime PSA collector, but opening up CGC now, love the value, buy the card, not the grade at the end of the day. Yeah, if it's for collecting and it's not for flipping, then for sure you're gonna buy whatever kind of slab. I think Ace creates like an artwork for the background. You could buy those, things like that. But in reality, when it comes to like what we're talking about here, because I think it's a great way to fund your hobby. We say this all the time. Reverend Rips talks about it as well. If you grade cards, you can sell them off. Like if you did it, for example, if you did it like Reverend Rips does, right? Where he grades cards and after they get graded, they go directly to consignment, whether they're PSA 9 or 10s, it doesn't matter. Consignment takes care of all the sales for him. They sell it off for him. He takes the profit, gets more cards, grades more cards, takes whatever profit he keeps, right? Whatever he wants to use to grade more cards, he does, and he keeps funneling it and funneling it. And now he's profiting and grading at the same time, just continuous, right? And now he can take some of that profit and put it into sealed items, right? It's a great way to do it. You don't even have to spend your own actual hard-earned money that you probably use for your bills. Jay, I sent you a video on PSA to CGC crack and submit. It is surprising to see how much value there is with CGC slabs. What I want to see is CGC to PSA because I want to send I want to send this thing to PSA. This thing looks perfect. Um, let's see. It does say I have a notification here. That must be you. Let's see. Where is this? Oh, I see it. The Polyrath. Oh, you've shown me. I think you've shown me this guy before. I think that thing is his logo, is it not? Freddy cards. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that video. I don't know if it's safe to watch on the stream. Will they copyright me? I don't know what. I'm with PSA, just easy to move with it. Yeah. I'm sending my vintage first edition stuff to CGC. Is that for your personal collection though? I'm all for competition for PSA, but the tag hype seems forced. It does. Every comment section, every post, like it's weird, man. And some people they even have their weird bots trying to push ace grading when GemRate, which is the account that I just showed you on Instagram, has that listing. It doesn't have ace grading there. But if you go into the comments, you'll see guys saying ace grading is so amazing. It sold this much today. Why isn't it here? Or it sold like they just do it. They're trying their best. I mean, it's their business. I guess they want it to, yeah. He had damage on my chase cards, pulled brand new out of a pack though. Yeah, that's possible. That's not, I don't doubt that whatsoever. Yo, Rev, really enjoyed the live. You were on recently with Jay. Oh, the grading one. Yeah, he was on here. It, Rev is welcome to join at any time. You know, I completely forgot. Like, I was gonna put a link into the chat in case anybody wanted to join up and join this thing live. Like, you could have actually hopped in here live. But it's already 9:36, and I'm gonna be getting off of here really, really soon. Um, but maybe next time I can remember to put that link out early. And anyone here who wants to talk, you don't even have to show your camera. You can have a discussion, and we could keep that going. We could have multiple people talking. Like we could have somebody join in, have that person have a conversation, and we talk, and then that person step out, and another one join in. Or we may even have two people at the same time. You know, we could have fun with it like that. But I forgot. Yeah, I want to get CGC slaps and sent to PSA. Yeah, I am hoping the same. I really want to see some videos. Like I need to look that up. I keep forgetting because I want to see if I have to crack this thing on myself. I don't want to crack it and damage the card. This card actually looks like really good, man. So I don't want to damage this card. I really don't. I love this card. Um, Freddy Cards had an insane video drop today. Am I? I don't think I'm subscribed to him. I'm not. I'm gonna have to subscribe. If you guys believe in him that much, I'll subscribe. Check him out. That is the one that's okay. That's the days. Okay, good. Yeah, I'd like to hear from Reverend. It's been great tonight. Thanks, man. Gotta go. Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it, brother. Personal and to move. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I'm gonna watch it myself. I'm gonna subscribe right now, as a matter of fact. Since you guys believe in him that much. Yeah, bro. Everybody's welcome. Hop in and we talk about many things. We'll learn what every individual's maybe goals are, how they got in, you know, how they feel about the hobby, different things. We'll definitely have something set up. Maybe I'll go live again on Wednesday. I want to try to go live more frequently, but it's so hard to make a video and go live. Making a video alone, making a video, downloading it, like editing it, and then exporting it from the software and then uploading it onto YouTube takes me like an hour and a half. And it's not me, it's the software uploading it. If I have to get used to a different software because there's another software that's much, much faster. And that's where a bulk of the time gets stuck on like that software. So we'll have to see. Grade to consignment business is awesome. I keep the cards I want. I have multiple PSA nines coming back to me this week. I have a profit of $400. Yeah, that's just an example of what Rev does with his grading, and how it's functioning for him, and he just keeps making money on it. I mean, like I said before, I wonder how that works though. Now that we're talking about this, how does that work with taxes? Right? You're paying taxes on all this at the end of the year. Do you calculate with every I guess I don't know what you want to call it, every month, every quarter, whatever you get when it comes to your profit, do you calculate that and then set taxes aside? Or do you do this ahead of time? I mean, I would think that's smart. If you don't, then that's fine too. But how do you do it? Because I assume at some point all that's getting back to the government and they want their fair share. Or is it possible that once you can you take the profit and put it into other investments and then you would no longer have to pay taxes on that? I got a 34 card sub at CGC currently. Wow. I think was that one of the subs you recently sent me with all those other the Gengars and things like that? The reverse Gengar? Tens. Oh, multiple tens. I thought you meant nines and you pressed the one mistake. Man, Mega Evolution promos. We're already here. We're already here. This tab is here. What? The Zekrom Pokemon Center promo is $108? I bought it for 50 bucks. No way. What number is this? 31. Let me see. That's from Mega Dream. This is the Pokemon promo. What about the Pokemon Center one? Let's see if I can find it like that. That's funny, man. Because I wanted to buy a few of these, but I've been through some things in the past. What? Yo, guys, I didn't even realize this, and I bought this card because I wanted to grade it. So I have one here. See, you see what I keep saying? Surprise boxes. No Umbreons, Flareon and Sylveon. But I do have. Here we go. It's a very very little right heavy. I think it'll still get a 10. Real quick, bought this Pokemon Center promo for $50. 50. It is now it is now 88 bucks on average, I guess. And it's $2,600 in a PSA 10. What? There's only one sold listing though, because the card is new. Wow. That's nuts. That's a crazy place to start. But okay. All right. Sure. Pretty crazy. Because I do through the Simon Company, they sent me a 1099. I sell on eBay. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To what exactly? What are you saying yes, sir to? I have two PSA 10s coming back. Two Gengar. Which Gengar? Oh, the reverses. Yeah, I'm just curious if there's a way that you can use that income to roll that into something else where you don't have to pay taxes on that because it's actually put into something else. It's not just money that you just let set aside. Let me know about that, please. I'm really really curious. So I was just looking at these promos here from a Mega Evolution that we have now started to build up, and this is why I saw the card here and I saw $108 on here. I saw $108. I don't know anything else. This is the staff promo at $184. Pretty crazy. Like this card here, I spoke about so early on. It's such a big play right now. And then this card right here, I'm surprised that it's $50. And this is where somebody was asking about the perfect order PC to be. What will this be in a 10? Like, what will people be willing to pay for it? And even if you get a decent price point right now, because of the hype period that we're in, what's going to happen later on if there's a pullback? Is this card? I don't know how popular Tyrone is. Like, I would have to look that up. Even though he's cool, Tyrantrum is cool, but I don't know. Now, this promo right here, I think will be good for a very, very long time. The Mega Attack Rare from the UPC. These probably do pretty well as well. I don't know why they're part of the Mega Evolution, but sure. I guess because they're released in that time. The Lucario, the Alakazam, which I think is a really nice card. Pokemon Center one is pretty good. The Oricorio's at $12 still. Wow, that's really cheap for that card. So I think that's one thing that I'm going to start working on. This card is really nice as well, the Meloetta, but there's no popularity there. Um, if we do start the membership, which I mean, I will start the membership, and people actually start joining, I will start finding grading plays for people to make. If I can find sealed plays, I will. Jay, pull up the 151 Gengar reverse and look at the value. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Wow, I cannot believe that Zekrom sold for that much. That's wild. Nuts. Here we go. $5 ungraded, but $255 out of PSA 10, which is insane. So in reality, you can even add the grading cost, which I think we're up to $25. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rev. Is either it was 20, I think it's 25 now. So let's say $30 in total. Maybe you're spending $7 on the near mint. I don't even know. I'm not 100% sure what that looks like right now on eBay. That's the 10. Let's see the ungraded sold listings. Near mint, $12. Near mint again, $3. Near mint, $3.25, 12. Let's say if it's even at the most $12. You're spending 12 plus your 25, you're at $37. You're converting $37 to $255. This card right here. PSA 10 sold listings. What? One sold for $750. That's insane. Wow. Look at that jump. 206 to that? That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, this is one of the ones he's been talking about. I'm surprised. Rev, let me know. Is it the gem rate? Why is this one selling more than the regular hollow rare? I would have to assume it's a gem rate. Oh, there you go. You said it in the next comment. Pieces are hard to get. The Haunter is ridiculous. I love that card too. Just caught the battle deck, about to rip it. Ooh. Sequential set of the Gen 1 is over 1,500. Gen 1, what do you mean? What, 151? Oh, the Series 1. The Series 1, yeah, correct. You're talking about the Series 1 from the promos that I was looking at. Um, yeah. But like even stuff like this, there's stuff that I've discussed with Rev where I find like Gengars, like I think we discussed he brought to my attention uh that was a reverse. That was a reverse. It says it's reverse hollow. That's a reverse hollow. See, it even says it right here. Reverse hollow from 151. The hollow looks more like this one. This is the hollow. It says reverse hollow foil, but it's not. This is clearly the hollow foil. But this one with the psychic eyes all over it is the reverse. Right, yeah, that was for sure the reverse. But yeah, one of the cards that Rev brought to my attention before was like the Chilling Reign Hollow Gengar, which also has a pretty decent value in a PSA 10 and is really cheap raw. I believe it was this one. This card right here has a decent value in a PSA 10, which people just happen to throw away. We actually were watching Alex Nostalgianomics' stream, and he had somebody was opening Chilling Reign, and he was just tossing them to the side like they were bulk. Uh, let's see. Why did that come up like that? If I wrote, oh, it's over here. It's over here though. Why is it not coming up on this list? Here we go. Oh, that's no wrong one. Trick or Trade. That is the Trick or Trade one, and even that's actually selling. Where is it? I'm trying to just find it. Hmm. Okay, no problem. Reverse Hollow. Let's see what that is looking like because I don't know why the other one's not coming up. But even this, the Reverse Hollow, sitting at $4, 207 at a PSA 10. Just all these Gengars. Like there's so many cheap cards here that are probably they are a little hard to find. Um, but either way, can perform really well. Little things that Rev discovers on his own and then brings it up to my attention or he tries to bring it up to the attention of others. The reverse is tough. What do you mean? Yeah, I know you do. But all right, guys, I think that is going to be it for the stream. I had a lot of fun, as I always do with you guys here. I truthfully enjoy being here. But I will be, I guess, in my next video, I'll be activating the membership, unless I do a live next, and that'll be a different thing then. I'll have to set everything up, right? Like I know everybody's going to want their badges to they'll stand out and all that stuff, which is cool, I think, in my opinion. I'll just have to come up with a cool one. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys being here. Rev, if there's a time that you want to hop on, you can let me know live. Like I can just send you the code here live. And if somebody can remind me on the next stream to just allow people to hop in and hang out and talk, I think it'll be fun. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like. I don't know if anybody liked. Nobody brought it up one time. I completely forgot, and I need to make somebody like a mod in my stream. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys for being here. It was fun. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.